before I went to the black church.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Why did they do that?
Because they're stupid, that's why.
Is it Wednesday already? It already is.
Is it Wednesday morning?
No. That was last year.
Wrong again.
Oh, it is Wednesday?
They have them every week. So what are we supposed to do?
What do we do?
Well, I suppose we just put on a great show. I'll put on the show of a lifetime.
A positive mental attitude.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Trust me, you're gonna love this.
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. It is a beautiful Wednesday. I'll check out the forecast in just a second. Price of oil coming up with Tom A. Lots of things to talk about this morning. The Attorney General of New Mexico saying not on my watch. Everybody coming out against the governor, even CNN. Quite surprising. Some of the things that CNN is coming out with lately.
Well, you said off air, a minute ago, you said she didn't probably consult anybody.
She didn't meet and discuss this with her team. She just went out on the edge and did it on herself. So now she gets what she gets.
Yeah.
It makes New Mexico look like we're a bunch of hicks. No, it does. I mean, national attention on this story has been picked up. Not only national, but international news. And it makes us look like a bunch of hicks that don't know what we're doing.
Don't mess with the Constitution.
And look, we are a bunch of rednecks, but rednecks don't mean that you're a bunch of hicks. That's a totally different thing. Hicks mean you're uneducated. Rednecks mean that you can survive. If things ever go to hell in a handbasket, you can survive. All right, our number 877-396-W105. Will Rooney is with us this morning. How are you doing, Will?
I'm good, sir. How about you?
Yesterday I had a terrible headache, my blood pressure up, and I came into the studio, got my sound bites ready, didn't do something else, though. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, if Tom A would do it, I would say, yeah, it's normal, but I am a go-to person. And just, I don't know.
Didn't happen, did it?
I don't know. So, God bless. God bless.
So how do you feel about being your final day with us?
I got a headache, and I think you gave it to me.
Whatever.
And that's exactly, yesterday I had lunch with two of the old gangs from the other radio stations, three of them, and they all said, your headaches are brought on by Tom, and the blood pressure problems are definitely on Tom. And as far as you doing a third of the work, they said, well, he must not be doing anything.
But my heart rate's perfect, dude. I don't know about you.
Yeah, as we discovered that you're not taking your diabetes medicine, so I expect
I took it
the call.
this morning. I'll take it this afternoon. I'll take it tonight.
How can you have 3 boxes in the fridge from more than 2.5, 3 months ago, and it's the same amount? So are they giving these away like government cheese? Right. Just asking. We know it's BS. All right, 610. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Checking the weather coming up in a second. Today is Bald is Beautiful Day. Thank you. Thank Will Rooney. Yes, bald is beautiful.
I've been bald before.
You know what I find really attractive? I'm going to be honest.
What?
Since we're speaking of bald. Black women with their head shaved. I find that really sexy.
That turns you on, huh?
Well, I'm not saying it turns me on, Tom. I'm just saying I find it really sexy.
So we know the reason that B watched Black Panther, the only reason.
Yes. So black women with bald hair,
Can you imagine your wife with no hair?
No. It takes a certain look to pull that off. And I think African-American women do it better. So, Fortune Cookie Day going on, International Chocolate Day. Kids take over the kitchen day. That's scary. Peanut Butter Day. Tom? Yeah. Thank God for the peanut butter, right? Positive Thinking Day. Programmers Day. Snack a Pickle Day. Snack a Pickle Day. What? Supernatural Day and Uncle Sam Day. Uncle Sam wants you to pay your damn taxes. Yeah, that's what he wants. Joe Biden deleted a tweet thanking the Vietnamese president with a photo when he was with the wrong leader. Look, I don't believe for 1 minute that Joe Biden is tweeting this stuff on his own. He's got a handler that's doing all this stuff for him. But, yeah, the post up the wrong president.
Fire the handler, please.
Yeah. I mean, look, I get it. Some of you think all Asians look alike, but this is a different dude. He's Vietnamese. And there's one thing about Asians. Do not ever call a Chinese person a Korean or a Korean. Oh, dude.
I never realized how racist they are against each other.
Wow, that's crazy.
Until I sold cars in Lubbock.
Oh,
really?
And they would, they won't even buy if you even mention to a Chinese person to buy a Kia or a Hyundai, they will just about walk out.
Get out, really?
Or Japanese.
Yeah,
they won't buy
Japanese people
Nissan,
are
Toyota,
very proud of their cars. And if you say it's, because South Korea makes the Kia and Hyundai,
Right.
and they get highly offended.
Man.
We don't make that crap. Yeah, we don't make that. No. So
that's why they were at a Volkswagen place. They bought German.
yeah, they don't. So if you ever meet a Chinese person and say, so how is it in Korea? Oh, you're done. You're done. President Biden said that he was at the World Trade Center. I got even CNN going against this president. CNN is actually, I think I have 2 cuts this morning from CNN. No, they went after the governor of New Mexico. Mm-hmm. And so when you see CNN is actually trying to, because their ratings went down and revenue went down so far, they had to change. So they put Biden on it, but it's not true that Biden actually was a sitting member of Congress and was voting on some things and voted yes. And so they've got it. The paperwork is there. It's not as easy to make up these lies like you went to church at the black church. Well, yeah, unless somebody comes forward and say you're a damn liar. DraftKings got their shirts handed to them yesterday when they posted up never forget bets on New York teams, and the Yankees, the Mets, and the Jets all lost. On that would have been on Monday. So New York teams got their butt handed, and
Well, the Jets did win on Monday.
Yeah, you're right about that. Show prep wrong again. MRI confirmed that Aaron Rodgers has a torn Achilles and is now officially out for the rest of the season. CDC approves the vaccine recommendations. And they're telling you that any kid over the age of 6 months should start getting that COVID vaccine. Or you're going to encourage your grandkids to get that, right, Tom? So any kid over 6 months should run out and get the mom and dad. They're saying that get them vaccinated.
I'm sorry. How much of a threat was COVID to kids anyway? Not at all.
And yesterday I had the story about the white dots causing COVID vaccinations, causing problems. And the tweet of the day, you're not going to believe this story. Well, I don't want to. Let's just put it this way. The vaccines that you were getting were actually different than the vaccines that Pfizer employees were getting.
Wow.
You heard me, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
So their vaccine, much different than your vaccine. They were questioned in Europe, and I'll go to that story coming up in just a second. So their vaccine was different. Why would their vaccines be different than my vaccines? I mean, wouldn't we all get the same vaccine? I'm just wondering. All right, check of the weather this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family-owned and operated, treating you like family. 17 pounds of your clothes, $16.99. They can wash, dry, and fold it. Find them today. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, and in Jow. Yeah, find them today. AllAmericanCleaners.net. 50% chance of rain. Some of that could be severe today. 77 for the high. 50% chance of severe weather tonight. 63 tonight. 30% for Thursday. Friday up to a 40%. High school football, 60% chance of rain. No, sun, they say, will shine on Sunday. Saturday, we have more rain in the forecast. By the way, you can always keep up with the forecast, W105radio.com. Check of the weather being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, scenic, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie Miller would love to show you around. This time of the year, it's awesome up there. Yeah, everything, colors start to change up there.
Beautiful.
The beautiful leaves on the trees and the whole works. You ought to go up there this weekend, find out more information, maybe go up there for a week. Maybe you're hunting in that region, need a place to stay. Yeah, if you got an RV, you can park it right there at Camp of the Tall Pines in Mayhill. They also have cozy cabins, the glamping tents, and you can enjoy all the amenities that include, they've got high ropes, low ropes, mountain biking. They also have a stock pond for your fishing. No fishing license needed because it is a private pond. And it's just an awesome place to be. Oh, disc golf, 18-hole disc golf up there. 575-687-4101. Or just go to the website, camptallpines.com. 6:18 already. Tom and a price of oil coming up. Tom in charge of the text this morning.
All right, good morning, guys. This texter says, happy hump day. Well, happy hump day to you, too. Patriot Larry's chiming in this morning, B. He says, New Mexico filed a lawsuit attempting to ban Trump from being an eligible candidate.
I got that story in just a second.
Okay.
And what's kind of crazy about this story, it's not somebody from New Mexico filing this. It's not a registered voter of New Mexico filing this, which kind of took me by surprise. So I'm going to get to that in a second.
And Patriot Larry goes on to say on this next text, the lawsuit has also been filed out and submitted in the state of Colorado.
Larry, why are you taking away my hype this morning, brother? Why, Larry? Why?
He's got a high heart rate. Leave him alone today.
First of all, Tom, my heart rate is, if you're going to say something, at least get it right.
What is it, your heart rate this morning?
My heart rate is fine. I work out every damn day. My heart rate is fine. I have high blood pressure, and you seem to make it higher.
The fact that he doesn't know the difference is part of the problem.
And you're on blood pressure medicine and don't even know the difference between heart rate and blood pressure.
My blood pressure is perfect.
Yes, because you're on blood pressure medicine, you dumb jackass.
I doubt seriously it's perfect.
Yeah, well, it's better than his.
But think about it. He goes through life with this attitude. Has no worry in the world if he's going to get fired, how he's going to live the rest of his life, if he's going to be a beggar at Walmart. By the way, you got the look with 2 shirts on this morning.
Oh, it was cold this morning. Plus,
you got the look.
I got my W105 shirt.
Unshaven, you got the look. You definitely have the look. But to not know the difference between high fibrillation and blood pressure shows that you are ignorant.
I do know I didn't get choppered out of Levy.
Yeah, well, you have got picked up by the EMS 3 times in 1 year.
Here, ain't I?
And I'm never going to the doctor, and he'd tell me, well, by the time you come back, you probably won't be with us.
And all 3 times, I was fine. It was just an episode.
You have been fine in a long time, brother.
You're not
a long time.
And that's the problem, too.
What?
The fact that you say that just tells me, in and of itself, you don't take this seriously.
What am I supposed to do?
You ain't been.
Take your medicine.
I take my medicine.
Change your life.
No, you
I don't know.
We proved yesterday you don't take your medicine.
3 boxes of damn medicine in the fridge.
I take my medicine. I take my heart pill.
You're not.
You're on heart pills
you're not
too?
Checking your blood sugar every day.
So
guarantee you're not checking.
I
your
will
blood
go
sugar
to the
every day.
doctor with you. I'll postpone this damn trip.
Whatever.
And go to the doctor with you, and I guarantee you the doctor says, I'm in way better health than you are.
Mm.
And you pick the doctor, because I know you got a bunch of quacks. Any doctor that says you're the picture of perfect health, where the hell he went to school?
I don't believe a doctor's ever said that to him. I think Tom is lying.
So,
Bobby, $40,000 flight.
yeah, well, I don't know how you're going to live the rest of your life.
What?
Okay, B's not the one who collapsed on the floor.
Oh, I think that was all fake. He thought he was going to get fired, and I think he made the whole thing up.
Are you crazy?
No. That's what I believe.
No.
Will, didn't I tell you that day one?
So I'm getting fired.
I've been knowing this fool for a long, long time. I've seen the drama.
So
he made the whole damn thing up.
I faked it out 3 times.
He thought he was going to get fired that day. No, you didn't make it up the other 2 times. The other 2 times, you were in bad shape.
Oh.
So I was supposed to feel sorry for him so I couldn't fire him?
Yeah, well, of course. That's how he has gone through his entire damn life. People feeling sorry for him. You need a fridge, Tom? Here. You need.
I didn't ask for. He brought.
You need a new TV here, Tom. Here.
He gave it to me.
All right. If you're on medicine like Benadryl or pseudoephedrine, you're in big trouble. Did you guys see this yesterday?
What happened?
FDA is taking them off the shelves.
Get out.
1,300 over-the-counter medications, including Benadryl and pseudoephedrine. Pseudoephedrine is hard enough to get where you have to go to the counter.
Right.
I mean, but millions of Americans take that medication. Millions of Americans use Benadryl as a sleep aid. I couldn't do it because it leaves me the next morning, like I've got a hangover or something.
Yeah.
But some of the medications that will be taken off the market include pseudoephedrine, most common over-the-counter medications, Benadryl, pseudoephedrine, Benadryl allergy plus congestion, Sudafed PE, Tylenol cold and flu. The night and day medicine, that's my go-to when I have like a bad cold or sinus infection. So they are taking this off. FDA panel has been reviewing these medications, and they show that it's not good for you. And they say they took a placebo, and then they take the medication, and so there are many medications that aren't good for you. But these medications have been on the market for years.
I was going to say they're just now discovering that these are not. So what about the people who take them on a daily basis? I mean, there are people who take Benadryl regularly.
Well, like I said, a lot of people use Benadryl as a sleep aid, and doctors have recommended it as a sleep aid for years, saying it's not addictive, it works, it puts people to sleep. So what now? And I don't have the complete 1,300 pills or medications that are going to be. But I just gave you a highlight of what's going to go off the list.
Coming down.
So FDA removing those from the list. Republican Party, New Mexico announced that lawsuit against the governor. The governor is in big trouble as Democrats are coming out against her. Steve Pierce making the statement yesterday. The Republican Party of New Mexico will drop a lawsuit against the governor. Somebody has to be the voice of the people. And many Democrats coming out against it, including the Attorney General of New Mexico.
Raul Torres.
Raul Torres said he cannot stand with the law because it is unconstitutional.
Well, if he goes along with it, he's committing political suicide.
I will play
a single Democrat that's gone with this law?
No. I'm going to play the cut coming up in a second from the governor, and she to me seems lost, very lost. So I got to get to the tweet of the day before I play the governor because that's the order, and I'd like to go in order. But we'll do the tweet of the day coming up next. Tom and the text this morning. Morning show being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror. Atlas Makeup Mirror, 575-631-3189. Times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification. Very bright with LED lights. I tell you what, this is the best makeup mirror on the market. And Rebecca is always trying to improve her products. And she takes a lot of pride in her products. Remember when they had that little bitty scratch and she was like, I'm going to mark these things all the way down because I couldn't even see it. Will couldn't see the scratches. But, yeah, and so now she's rolled out the new and improved wall mounts. And they are available. You can go online right now to atlasmakeupmirror.com. It's never too early to order for Christmas, or maybe you got a birthday, anniversary, whatever the special occasion is. This is the mirror that the women want. And guys, I use it to keep looking good. Tom, you have one. I'm encouraging you to start using it.
I love mine.
atlasmakeupmirror.com.
What do you mean you love yours? You clearly aren't using it.
I'm looking at that beard. Shaved here, not shaved.
I use it when I shave it in the bus.
Dude, okay, the pictures, I didn't even realize until later. We had a professional pictures taken in the studio. You missed a whole section of your face that day.
I shaved that morning. Are you kidding me?
I know you did, but you missed a whole section of your face.
You have to lift up that third chin to get it. You have to lift up the third chin.
Because your hair is white, it's so
tough.
obvious on the brown
Mine too.
skin.
I mean, So give Rebecca a call, 575-631-3189, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Tom in the text, tweet of the day, and then your governor in just a second.
The dude from Lovington is saying this morning, research has shown that a strong link between Benadryl and developing dementia.
Really?
Yeah, it says dude this morning. And this other texter said, you know what? She's only doing it to test the waters, trying to create a path for all of the other liberal-run states.
No, I think she wants. I think she really wants to go back to Washington D.C.
Send her.
I think she just was on a power trip.
Well, let me ask you this, guys. And I know state police is not going to do it, but can they arrest her for treason?
I don't know that.
I disagree. State police will do whatever. We found that out with COVID restrictions. State police will carry the water for the governor because she is their boss, and they will follow directives from the governor. Now, what happens there? The DA's not going to prosecute any, so it's a total waste of time, effort, and money.
And pharmaceutical companies do not create cures, says this texter. They create customers.
Look, I am a big opponent, I should say, of pharmaceutical medicine. Tom, you're on, a lot of pharmaceutical medicine. You'll never be able to fully get under that because you won't take care of yourself. And that's most Americans will not. But, I got high cholesterol. I've never had high, and that's why the blood pressure went high. And so you know what I'm doing for it? I take niacin and I take milk thistle. I'm not going to be on a statin. And my goal is to get off this blood pressure medicine. If I have to work out 3 times a day, I'll work out 3 times a day. I will put in the time and effort to get off this medication. Unlike you, my dear friend.
I swim.
You. In the lazy river. By the way, they named that river after you. I'm just saying they named the city of Hobbs came together and go, we could name it the Tom A. River. And they went, no, let's name it the Lazy River. That way it's still named after him. They did.
Hey, I promote that place.
Thank you. One more text for me.
All right. Our texter says this morning, the reason that the governor, Gruesome, and Sleepy Joe get along so well is because they both have Alzheimer's.
They cut from the same cloth.
And they both think so much alike.
They're cut from the same cloth. And as a Catholic, I'm embarrassed to have them in my religion.
One's a sniffer, one's a groper. Yeah, they're
I mean, Sad that the guy she groped is dead now. She drove him to that grave. And you know what? If she ever groped me, I would probably feel that bad myself. But after she paid me the $80,000 or $100,000, it would make me feel better, Tom. It would. I'm going to be honest.
It was worth it.
I mean, if she wants to grope me and give me $80,000, I would probably take one for the team. I probably would.
Texas being funny. The Tom says he swims. He probably just floats, doesn't he? Says the Texas.
Yeah. Well, he's a floater. That's for sure.
And Drew from Carlsbad.
Very buoyant.
Drew from Carlsbad. Is it raining out there? Because it's pouring down here.
No. Well, I haven't checked, but no, I don't think.
It's overcast, but it's not raining.
Yeah, it's and Tom said he was cold.
I am
63 outside right now.
My hands are freezing.
And Lovington. All right, we got to get to the tweet of the day. Being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Give Jamal a call if you want to race or if you need more information. 575-631-5099. Get in touch with Jamal today. And they are racing this Friday. TNT and the Grudge Race going on. Gates open at 6. Races start at 7. Spectators, $15. Tech cards, $30. Cash or card accepted. If you're under 12, you get in free. They are going to be racing on the quarter-mile prep track, Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Look them up. They're on Twitter. on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. It is amazing that that Pfizer would want to take care of their employees and give them a different batch of the vaccine than we got. Why would they want to give them a different vaccine? I mean, the vaccine, you're telling me it's good, but you're giving your employees a different vaccine. Huh. They admitted this during testimony in Europe. Here's more on that. It is the tweet of the day.
Read that your vaccine mandate was using your own batch of vaccine, especially imported for Pfizer, which was not tested by the TGA. Is that correct?
Senator, so Pfizer undertook to import a batch of vaccine specifically for the employee vaccination program.
Oh, wait. So the Pfizer employees got a different batch, special batch. Well, I mean, I'm special. You're well, you're not really that special. But the point is, why would they get a different vaccine?
Somebody needs to answer the questions.
You're right. Somebody needs to answer that question. Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to COVID vaccines, there's a lot of unanswered questions that need to be answered. That's for sure. Craziness. Thought for the day on the way. Federal lawsuit to remove Donald Trump from New Mexico ballots. Texas man filed a lawsuit against the former president, Donald Trump, with Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse-Oliver. It looks to remove Donald Trump from the New Mexico primary elections in 2024 and the presidential ballot in the state. Lawsuit cites the 14th Amendment, which bars a person that took oath to uphold the Constitution but later engaged in acts of insurrection. By the way, in this country, you have to be proven guilty before you are guilty. Similar move has been taken in Colorado and Minnesota. Lawsuit has been filed, and this one was filed on September 8th. These federal lawsuits come as Trump, of course, dominating in the polls for the Republicans and beating Joe Biden in a head-to-head competition. Joe Biden's name will not be on that ballot when it comes time for Election Day. Call it. I'm calling it right now. If there actually is an election in 2024, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying there won't be an election. There is going to be so much stuff going on that there will not be an election. So Texas man files these cases, and Maggie Toulouse-Oliver, we'll see where that goes. Donald Trump is not guilty of this. He has not been found guilty. And so until he is found guilty,
or if he's found guilty.
All right. Well, I'm saying he has to be found guilty to be removed. And that is the only thing that can keep him off a ballot, that he violated the 14th Amendment.
Well, and it's impossible because he didn't. In fact, he did the opposite.
Well, and he did the same thing that many Democrats did. I don't know if you saw yesterday. Guess who was back at the White House? Hillary Clinton. Back at the White House. Wait for it. Joe Biden is calling in, bringing in his old folks, his old cronies to carry the water for him.
Please.
So she was at the White House yesterday. America's most extreme gun control law heads to court. This is the Oregon law, dubbed the nation's extreme gun control measure, heads to trial next week in the case that has drawn close attention from firearm advocates and opponents. And so this law is going to this will go all the way to the Supreme Court, and this could be the break, and pretty much, and the Supreme Court has stood with the Second Amendment
all day long.
And so the CNN reporter, and I'm very surprised CNN is the one that is asking these questions.
Trying to get back to fair and balanced.
They are. Well, they were never fair and balanced. That wasn't their slogan. That was Fox News.
Right.
But CNN, oh, look, breaking news. The escaped prisoner in Pennsylvania is now in custody. Just coming over the wire this morning. Now in custody. So the Brazilian that killed his girlfriend and then fled the country and came to America, where he killed somebody else, is now back in custody, which is good news because he made my taking out the trash this morning.
So you're elaborating on CNN.
Yeah, CNN is changing. So CNN has the governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, on the crotch grabber and Second Amendment rights grabber. She's trying to take her. Anyway, they had her on, and they asked a question about the Constitution. Is her executive order a violation of the Constitution? Here we go with that.
There are kids who shouldn't be shot.
But
we also have, Governor, the Constitution of New Mexico and the Constitution of the United States, and you're an attorney. Do you think you're on solid constitutional ground here?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, look, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I had the right. I have the right.
Where is the right? Where is the right?
In the state of New Mexico. Public health, it's a suspension. It's not a ban. And we'll see what all of these court actions do. And I did say publicly, Poppy, look, I got a Supreme Court that says my personal bodily autonomy can be restricted, and yet NRA and other issues, the Second Amendment keeps getting broadened. So the Bruin case in New York, right, that deals with concealed carry.
Wait. You bring out abortion, and we're talking about Second Amendment rights. I want you to tell me where in the Constitution it says that a woman has the right to kill a baby in the womb. I really want you. What law school did she graduate from?
New Mexico.
Oh, well, that kind of explains things. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to throw shade on the university. She is an attorney. I want you to go look up read the Constitution and tell me where abortion is. And Will, have you read the Constitution?
Parts of it, not the whole thing all the way through, yes.
So can you tell me where abortion is, the right to abortion?
Oh, no, there's no abortion.
Oh, okay. So
New Mexico or United States.
So CNN hammers her again about it's unconstitutional. And they get into this whole gun rights debate.
And they said unless you can base it in the history and tradition, you don't have grounds to do something like this. The New Mexico Constitution, I looked last night, Article 2, Section 6 says this, quote, no law shall abridge the right of citizens to keep and bear arms for security and defense. No municipality or county shall regulate in any way any incident of the right to keep and bear arms. Are you not in violation of both the U.S. Constitution and your state's Constitution?
I don't believe that we are. And if that narrow reading of the Constitution, which has been tested in the state, we wouldn't have universal background checks. We wouldn't have a waiting period. We wouldn't have a red flag law. We wouldn't have prohibitions for straw purchases. None of those would have been deemed constitutional. And today, all of them are.
By the way, most of that is federal, with the exception of the red flag law. The waiting period is, background checks, universal background checks, all of that stuff. But she went on to say that pretty much everything is a health issue. Even equality is a health. What? Say what? Equality? Poverty is a health issue. Being short is a health issue.
Wait for it. She's setting the stage. She's
setting the stage. She came out, first of all, with the executive order about health issues, and she was setting the stage. Then the next couple days, she came out with the gun grabbing. Here's what she said, and this was on PBS.
Everything is a public health issue. Gun violence is a public health issue. Poverty is a public health issue. Environmental consequences from energy is a public health issue. All of these disenfranchised populations, all of the equity barriers are all public health issues. And when we address those, our economy is better, our families are stronger, our risks are fewer.
Wait, hold up. She said two things in that. She took a shot at the oil and gas industry. Did you hear that?
Gun violence is a public health issue. Poverty is a public health issue. Environmental consequences from energy is a public health issue.
From energy, that's a public health issue. Equality is a public health issue. I hope you caught all of that.
What? I hope you realize what she's setting up there.
Yeah, I hope you got all of that. All right, we got to get to the thought of the day, being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Excellent service, dependable. Boom or bust, they are there for you. Delivering unleaded diesel, DEF value, interstate batteries, and more. If you need more information, all you got to do is find them on the web at wakefieldoil.com for more information. Thought for the day is in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Going to bed 20 minutes early seems pointless, but snoozing an alarm for 20 minutes, that feels amazing. It's my thought for the day. By the way, if you're on the way to work or school, 6:42, price of oil on the way. I've got a story about Alabama. One of their players is in big trouble, and a plumber finds what was clogging the toilet. Happened. Okay. You're not going to believe this story. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Representative Randy Pettigrew. You can find him at randallpettigrew.com. I might be calling Randy today because I got a problem. I got to go down to the DMV, and there's nothing that will raise your blood pressure like going down to the New Mexico DMV because they are restricting my right to re-register my cars because I have too many cars from the past that I didn't turn in license plates on. I didn't know I was supposed to. I'm going to be honest. And I've asked multiple people, and they didn't know you were supposed to.
Well, I got the same notice, too.
So, and so I got to get that fixed. So I might be calling for Randy's help on that. I know he's got a lot of things going on, but I might be calling. And Randy's attitude on this is why I'm an elected official. I'm here to work for you in District 61. CPAC just gave him the highest rating for a conservative, and he's running for re-election, and he needs your help. So if you could, look, this guy is always donating. These lawsuits that the Republicans are filing, that costs money. And I know for a fact that Randy is one of the guys that ponied up some cash. So, look, to run for political office, it's a sad thing. You need cash. So if you want to continue somebody up and going to Santa Fe, fighting for you, you give to Randy Pettigrew and let him continue the course. And when you need something, like I might need his help, he's there for you. RandallPettigrew.com, all the contact information is right there.
All right, going to the DMV is a public health issue, says Buddy this morning. And
now, the ladies in Lovington are very nice and very helpful, but nice. It's a headache. It's a headache.
Got to take time out to get there. Hey, Ricky and Hop says, the groper, she got to go, says the texter.
So in the state of New Mexico, if she's impeached, who's second in charge?
The lieutenant governor. And that would be Morales, I believe.
Yeah, Morales, the former baseball coach.
Mm-hmm. And Rocket says, I thought that the governor could not be impeached, as Rocket is asking us.
No, under Constitution of New Mexico, she can be impeached.
And even if they tried, the Democrats would overrule.
She can be impeached, yeah.
They don't have the votes.
And I don't know on this. You got many Democrats that are coming out against this, so she could be impeached.
Look, we had said that basically because with a Democrat-controlled state, there's no way that we would have enough votes to do it.
It would take something like this.
Yeah, but when you've got so many Democrats that are against her, we might actually turn the tables and get it there. But someone said, please elaborate on what she's setting up there.
She's setting up that she can do whatever the hell she wants and claim it is a public health emergency.
Yeah, so under her public health mentality, what she's basically saying, she can basically suspend the Constitution, any of our rights.
Right.
She's already done it with
close down schools.
Yep.
Close down businesses.
Now she's done it with the Second Amendment. So, and what she's saying is that environmental issues, that means she can shut down the oil and gas industry for a public health emergency. She's saying, it's, homelessness or poverty.
Somebody is not making the same amount of money that you're making.
Equality.
Public health emergency. Because you're making too much damn money and they're not. Of course, they don't get up until noon, but I mean, that's a whole different thing. All right, Tom, we got to get to the price of oil. Then I got this story about the Alabama football player, the plumber. I've got lots of things I got to get to. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They have offices in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, and they have filled every one of their positions because they are a great company to go to work for. They always offer a great rate of pay. and the best benefit package in the industry. Keep them in mind. They're not hiring right now, but in the near future, they might be. GreatOilfieldJobs.com or text Oilfield to 630. The oldest gun dealer, I do believe, in southeast New Mexico. They've been around a long time. Their location, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock at any given time. Get in there and talk to them. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed Saturday, always open on Sunday. I'm going to do taking out trash before we go to the break because it's about the Pennsylvania, the escapee that they just captured. Alabama walk-on football player arrested for second-degree sodomy.
Oh, my.
Of a juvenile. Antonio Ross, walk-on football player for the Crimson Tide, arrested and charged with second-degree sodomy of a juvenile female. Ross is 19 years old, receiver at Alabama, arrested in Weber, Alabama, and indicted by a grand jury. He is out on a $50,000 bond, and by the way, I think the team has sent him on his way.
Right.
But I'm doing this story after the Alabama fans told the Texas fans to go back to the projects and supposedly racial slurs, go back to the projects, and homophobic slurs.
Right.
Also, I watched that yesterday, and after that happened, then you got somebody sodomizing a juvenile. Not a good look for the program, and I don't think that's a good look. I mean, I don't think what players do is a bad look on the coach, but not a good look by the fans of Alabama. And I could tell you stories that will curl your toes.
Ooh.
And Texas, get ready for it when you come to the SEC. Plumber finds a fetus.
Oh, my.
So he was called to an apartment complex in Houston. And the Glen Clove apartment complex complains that they were having a problem with the drain. And on Friday, it was clogged up. So he was called out there and found a fetus in the mid stages of development.
Oh, my.
And, wow. So, Plummer says that he never in his life would think that he would find something like that clogged the drain. Police are investigating. Texas is not like New Mexico. Believe me, they're not going to allow the person to go to college. I'm just going to say that.
Right.
And pay for the college. Monterey High School biology teacher on administrative leave after police went to the school last Wednesday in Lubbock, and she was highly intoxicated at school. Look, I understand the kids it's problematic. But you cannot drink while at school. You can't drink while at school. By the way, police found that she was a danger to herself and to others at Monterey High School. Whew. Teacher is on administrative leave. Terry K. Martin. And this happened in early afternoon. So she was doing some day drinking. It's not like she showed up and was hungover. Bill Richardson mourned at the state capitol, so he is laying in rest today. When is the funeral going to be?
I think today.
Today?
Yeah.
So he's 75 years old, and the mayor of Albuquerque calling for a special session about gun violence. Look, the mayor of Albuquerque came out against the governor, but yesterday he said we need a special session about gun violence. No, what you need to do is to start arresting criminals and throwing their ass in jail and keeping them in prison. Quit letting them out.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
See, this is where the liberals are going to try to get us. They're all coming out against the governor for just writing this out and blanket, doing this, but they still want those Second Amendment rights taken away. So they just wanted to do it legitimately through the legislature.
Right. And so we talked about the Attorney General saying he's not backing the unconstitutional mandate that the governor has come out with. All right, let me get to taking out trash. Then we'll do some text. Then we got to take a break. And we'll qualify you for the cash this morning, being brought to you by the Geo Group. Taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. They do residential trash pickup. Give them a call, 575-390-4549. Reminding you to give to the Lovington Shelter. The animal shelter needs help so they can spay and neuter the animals, ship them off to a no-kill facility. They need volunteers, and they need monetary donations. Call them to donate or volunteer today. All right. Are we at the point that we need more people suing the federal government? And look, I don't want my tax money going to lawsuits, but it sends the message. So the escaped killer from Pennsylvania, who was captured just this morning, was a murderer in his home country of Brazil. Murdered his girlfriend. And then came to America, and guess what he did again? He murdered somebody. So he illegally entered this country after fleeing from his home country of Brazil, came to America, and we always hear about the people that are just coming over for a better life. Well, we understand that Venezuela has emptied out their jails for people coming. I got a story about Panama doing the same thing. When is it time for people to start suing the federal government? If I lose a loved one, the federal government has a job to protect citizens. They do. Protect citizens from people that are violating our laws and coming into our country. This is a terrorist threat to citizens. We hear the word domestic terrorist all the time. Well, this is foreign terrorists that are coming to our country and killing our citizens. Federal government and state governments have a duty to protect us. Maybe it's time for individuals to start suing the federal government because you didn't do your job. You didn't eliminate the threat. In fact, you allowed the threat to come in, and now my loved one is gone. When is it time that we say, enough, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to take money from you. Not that it bothers the politicians, because it ain't their damn money to begin with. But it will send a message, maybe. How many people have to die? How many people have to die at the hands of fentanyl to go, it's coming through mostly the southern border. Maybe we should close the border. I don't know. But I am taking out the trash this morning. I file a lawsuit on them as quick. Oh, and my final day in studio, and I missed the shot. All right, I got a lot of things to get to this morning. CNN accusing Biden of lying. So I'm telling you, CNN has changed.
Yeah.
All right, 6:56. Tom in the text. I got lots of stories to get to.
All right, this texter is Jeff from the Patch. Trump was impeached twice. What does impeachment even mean or do? Trump stayed in office and in power.
Well,
failed impeachment.
Yeah, it's a failed impeachment because nobody was removed. And I will talk about the impeachment trials that will begin against Biden. So I'll get to that shortly.
He was impeached, but they couldn't prove their case either time.
Yeah, so it was a waste of money. It was a waste of money.
And good morning, guys. Did you see where Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington went against the governor? I saw that video last night.
I saw the video, too, and I'm going to be honest. I love you, Mike, but I thought it was a little late to the game. I mean, this happened last Saturday, and yesterday, it was a little late.
Well, he was choosing his words carefully.
Thank you, Tom. Only a person like you would come up with something like that. It's a little late to the game. Everybody else was coming out Sunday and Monday. It was a little late to the game.
But at least we know.
Well, he did. I mean, but it was a little late. I didn't watch it because I just went, well, it's a little late.
John from Eunice, Will, you'll probably have to read this because I don't think Tom will be able to understand it. This is exactly what is happening right now. And it's a meme. It's Lisa Simpson standing in front of a big announcement board. It says, if you allow the government to break the law during an emergency, they will create emergencies to break the law.
Okay.
Do you understand that, Tom?
Yeah. I get you.
Please explain.
I don't really have a comment on that.
Yeah, I bet you
don't really have a comment on that.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Which means you don't understand it.
That's exactly what that means.
So, I get it.
Okay, please do explain.
So, no, I get it. I just get it.
What do you get?
I got it. I get it. I got it. I get it. I got it. I got it. I get it.
So just like with COVID, if you allow them to get away with it during an emergency, the government will create emergencies to be able to get away with it again.
It's like if you allow a kid to make excuses for bad behavior, guess what will happen? They'll continue to make excuses.
Yeah. Well, and he's right. This is exactly what MLG did.
Yeah.
She got away with it during COVID, and so because her public health order was the reason she was able to expand all these restrictions.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she did again. She's like, okay, I'll use that excuse to get rid of guns.
Have you seen how many murders have been in this week in Albuquerque?
Since the statement.
And she admitted that it was not going to do anything to get rid of this.
Well, and I love the Bernalillo sheriff. He did great. I was like, first time I've ever heard a Democrat speak common sense to that degree. And he basically came out and said, this is not going to do anything to help gun violence, period.
No. Yeah.
He said, if anything, it's going to put law-abiding citizens at risk.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's check the weather. Then we'll take our break for a look at news. Get you qualified for the cash we're giving away on Friday. Check the news being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV Parks in Carlsbad. If you're new to the area, working in the patch, need a place to stay, this is a perfect place. Very well lit up. They're pet-friendly, very quiet. We understand you get up very early to go to work and roll in very late. Very quiet place. You're going to get high-speed internet right to your hookup. They have 162 RV hookups in Carlsbad, 30 and 50 amps available, 3 parks, all utilities included in the price, including high-speed internet, pet-friendly. Find them at 575-988-0392. Go to the website, www.rvtimes3.com. Severe weather today, 50% chance of severe weather. High temperature getting up to 77. We do have people that are saying it's raining in the area already this morning. Severe weather tonight, down to about 63. And then tomorrow, a 30% chance of rain, back up to 88. Rain in the forecast all the way through. Maybe Sunday afternoon we get some sun. Maybe. All right, some of the things I'll be talking about coming up next. I said it yesterday. Sometimes people go, where do you get this information? I read a lot. McDonald's. I said it yesterday, and you told me, Tom, you even said, how do you know? They're ending self-service drinks. They're done.
You mean you can't take your cup and go to the soda deal?
And you can't go refill.
Dang, dude.
Roswell woman pled not guilty to fatal stabbing of her girlfriend. New Mexico man busted in Texas. You're not going to believe what he had. Big merger. Last night was the last night. It was a historic night for WWE.
I saw that.
And if you take turmeric, I'll tell you some secret things that turmeric will do. What's turmeric, Tom?
Some type of drug.
Not a drug. I'll tell you about it. Oh. And high blood pressure actually gets worse than cold weather. I won't be here for the cold weather. It's good. And 200 pounds of liquid methamphetamine discovered by Border Patrol and Protection. We'll talk about that. And Canada has seen a surge of illegal immigration. We'll get to that. Tom on the text, quickly.
You know, her executive order should have encouraged legal gun possession, says this texter, and made illegal possession of a mandatory long-term sentence.
You're 100% right. You reward the people that are law-abiding, the lawbreakers, the felons in possession, okay, mandatory 50 years in prison. It is not going to stop them from doing that. But what it will do will lock their ass up. Sorry for saying the word ass. I'm very passionate about this
We definitely need more teeth when it comes to getting convicted of a crime.
Well, we need to
enforce
the laws that are in the books
think
already.
About this. We have a little girl that killed her baby at the hospital and is now free to walk the campus of New Mexico State University. I want you to wrap your head around that. And I don't know how the judge can allow this, but it sends a bad message to kids. You know why we got 17-year-olds and 15-year-olds shooting each other? No teeth.
No teeth.
So, all right, we got to take the break. We got to get you qualified. Tom, get ready. Put on your jogging shoes and get ready to get it done. Look at news this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Exceptional service when it comes to siding and windows and metal buildings and so on and so forth. They got you taken care of. Don't settle for anything less than the best. That's what Seminole Siding is going to give you. I talked to somebody yesterday in Artesia, Will, that said she loves Seminole Siding. She loves them. She said they've been out. They're going to do a brand new roof and siding. Hail beat the hail out of their home, and they're going to get it. She said, I love these guys. I love them. They've been so helpful dealing with the insurance companies, and that's the stuff. That's the feedback that Seminole Siding needs back. Said, I love them. I love them. And so if they tell you they're going to do something, they get it done. That's just the type of guys that they are. Give them a call, 575-390-1430. Maybe you're planning a metal building, putting up a newborn, whatever the case is, they've got you covered. Seminole Siding and Construction.com. 704 KWMW, Malmore, 105.1 FM, B on the Breakfast Club. Jim and a look at news next. Tom running to the bunker. Here he goes. Wait, it might sound like an earthquake, but it's not.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham recently declaring gun violence a public health emergency and issued a public health order temporarily banning open and concealed carry firearms in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. The executive order has since sparked backlash, questions about enforcement, and federal lawsuits challenging whether it is unconstitutional. Leaders of the Albuquerque Police Department and Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office have stated their agencies cannot and will not enforce the gun ban. Governor Grisham said the New Mexico State Police has the power to issue citations to anyone who violates the order, but it's unclear whether that'll happen. And Governor Grisham's emergency order suspending that right to carry firearms in public drew immediate court challenge from a gun rights group Saturday, as legal scholars and advocates said they expected. National Association for Gun Rights and Foster Haynes, a member who lives in Albuquerque, filed documents in court, New Mexico, suing the governor and seeking an immediate block to the implementation of her order. The challenge expected, but even so, the governor's action Friday was an attempt to move the debate, said Jessica Levinson, law professor at Loyola Marymount Loyola Law School in Los Angeles, after the governor announced that she was temporarily suspending the right to carry firearms in her state's largest city and surrounding Bernalillo County. Carlsbad man acquitted of murder charges after a 4-day jury trial last week. It stemmed from a robbery and shooting in 2021. 20-year-old Lorenzo Lopez was arrested in October, and police accused him of shooting and killing Eduardo Otero on October 10th near Cruz Fernandez Park in Carlsbad. He was charged with first-degree murder at the time and conspiracy to commit armed robbery, but found not guilty in both counts in court. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Push, 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 pull, 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 drag, 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 drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great, great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
Did you get a lowball trade offer on your vehicle? Did you spend hours haggling over prices? Were you laughed at because of your credit? Of course not. You made the smart choice and went to Roswell Ford. At Roswell Ford, there's never been a better time to save thousands and get approved for the new car or quality pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. Our lenders' approval requirements are more forgiving than ever. If you have a steady job and proof of residence, you could be approved in minutes. Even with bad credit or no credit, over mileage on your lease, or buried on your loan, Roswell Ford will take any trade, even if you owe $6,000, $8,000, even $10,000 more than your old car is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. If you're looking for a new or quality pre-owned vehicle at or near your current monthly payment with little or no money down, visit Roswell Ford today for incredible savings. Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell. Plus tax and tag, trade balance refinance to the new loan, subject to lender approval, offers not combined.
Lee County Electric Cooperative is happy to introduce a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It's called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It's free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app. Or go to the website at lcecnet.com. Look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
Platinum Auto Service of Carlsbad is under new ownership. They offer preventative maintenance, diagnostics, and fleets are welcome. Right now, there's short wait time and fast service on brakes, tires, AC service, alignments, lift kits, and more. Stop by and meet the friendly staff today and get back on the road. Call 575-689-6900. Platinum Auto Services, 606 South Canal, Carlsbad.
Business owners of the Permian Basin, streamline your motor vehicle tasks with B2B MVD, your one-stop shop for fast and friendly MVD service. From title transfers to plate replacements, we've got you covered. Need a VIN inspection or two? We can save you time by coming to you. B2B MVD can handle all your title and registration needs. Focus on growing your business while we handle the paperwork. Call 575-665-3676 today. That's 575-665-3676. B2B MVD, where convenience meets efficiency for your motor vehicle needs. Drive your business forward confidently without the paperwork headache.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are built to handle the toughest tasks. From the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT. No matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. For over 30 years, we've stayed committed to 3 words. When it comes to rugged Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trust, tried, and true. Find your Kawasaki Mule today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs.
Hear ye, hear ye! Step into a world of enchantment and revelry at the 2nd Annual Cavern City Renaissance Festival. Watch history come to life through captivating music and magic. Peruse over 70 artists and vendors. Enjoy bountiful food and drink. And watch knights fight for glory in thrilling armored combat. Gather your party and head down to the Lake Carlsbad Beach Park on September 29th and 30th. Advertisement paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodges Tax.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad I just want to suck the ink out of a ballpoint pen and see if I can spit out a curse word or two. Man does not deserve to be left alone, especially when he's in the toilet or watching a football game or something. But the simple fact is, I am alone. My old lady Pearl has took my kids and left me. Sadly, she's coming back. Just as soon as she finishes helping her cousin Ninny paint the new baby room. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is this woman left me with no clean underwear. Now, I know what you're saying, Earl. If your tidy-whities are merely tidy and no longer whitey, wash them. Only one problem with that solution.
I don't know how. See, I got Pearl a new washing machine for our anniversary last year, and it's not like the old one is. It's got more buttons and switches and knobs than a space shuttle. And none of them make any sense to me at all. The word wash ain't even on there. For what I can tell, my choices are EcoBoost, Aqua Spa, Intelli Scrub, and Turbo Spin. Well, what am I talking about here? I was literally afraid to turn that thing on. I thought it was going to launch my shorts into outer space. So I did the next best thing. I went to the laundromat. It was worse. Now, in addition to Eco or EcoBoost, whatever it is, and all them other things, I discovered I would have to factor in the most confusing mix of water temperatures and wash cycles I ever seen in my life. Hot scrub, cool rinse, lukewarm soak. If it would have included a back rub and a foot massage, I would have jumped in the machine myself. Instead, I drove back home a broken man. Rejected, dejected, and stinky. Wake up, America! Turns out there's one final option for a man who is plumb out of clean underwear. One thing is, you do have to be careful when you zip up your blue jeans. I am Commando Earl Pitts, America. Pizzo.
Club in the morning, W105. Good day, sunshine.
And good morning to you. I wonder if
396 W105.
I wonder if this is too early to play.
Hi, good neighbor. Welcome to Mr. Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood. It was a beautiful night for a football game. I took a snap and felt a sharp pain. I thought, really? I tore my Achilles? I was really looking forward to playing for the Jets, and I'm glad you Bills fans lost all your bets. Too bad. But I'll be back this time, maybe next year, unless I get fat, drinking way too much beer. Keep rooting for the Jets, hopefully this year better than the Mets. And don't you please give up on me, 'cause I'll be seeing you later. Don't you please give up on me, 'cause I'll be seeing you later.
Is it too early to play that,
Later,
Tom?
fans.
I'm just wondering. Aaron Rodgers, done for the season. I don't know if he's coming back. I'd take that money that they guaranteed cash. I'd take it to the house.
But here's the deal. Because he wanted to win so bad that he gave up $35 million of his own money to
Uncle Rico.
Yeah, to bring in the players he wanted. Now he's out $35 million.
And you know what he told the kid that the second string quarterback? Sorry, kid.
Oh, Zach Wilson?
Yeah, that's what he told him. Sorry, kid. Sorry. I don't want to put you in this situation. Sorry. But
he did pretty good through the winning touchdown.
Yeah. Sorry, kid. All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. Serving Southeast New Mexico, largest selection of RVs, new and pre-owned. They've got the fifth wheels, toy haulers, ultralights, and more big name brands. New inventory coming in every day. And if you're looking for a fifth wheel, go check them out, 575-622-1751. Main Trailer Sales, Inc.com. Tom on the text, already 716, qualifying people this morning for cash. We'll give that cash away on Friday, where the winning never ends. We're W105.
Hey, B, did you get that MVD stuff straightened out?
No, I got to go today. And hopefully I can get it all done today. And, of course, Lovington MVD, great people over there. Yes, I'm sucking up to you. I'm sucking up. I know when to suck up. They only accept cash, so I need to make sure and have cash when I go in there.
Yeah, tell Tom I sent you.
Oh, hell no, I ain't going to say that.
John from is chiming in. Guys, I bet all the criminals in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County are shaking in their boots. I mean, I'll bet they're saying, oh, crap, we can't carry our stolen guns anymore or kill somebody because I'm mad at them. Dang it.
They've had a murder a day, pretty much. They've had 4 murders in 1 week. After the governor came out with her stupid mandate.
Crawfishing, girl, you better. And they go on to say, yeah, this idiot knows all she did was make law-abiding citizens criminals.
See, that's the problem when you make all guns bad guns. When you say all guns are bad guns, how many crimes have been committed by concealed carry permit holders? Very, very few.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Joe Biden said that he was at the World Trade Center the next day after the Trade Center went down. He said this during his 9/11 speech from Alaska. Alaska, breaking the 22-year tradition that every sitting president has gone to the site, either in Pennsylvania or in New York.
Yeah.
And so it's bad when even CNN is calling Joe Biden a habitual liar. Here's what they said yesterday.
He has done, I don't know if it's similar things, but he's sort of told some stories that don't line up quite like this before.
This president has a pattern at this point of either inventing or embellishing stories about his own past, his biography. He did it 3 times in one speech last month alone. He claimed he had witnessed a bridge collapse in Pittsburgh when he actually showed up about 6 hours later. He claimed that his grandfather had died just days before he was born himself at the same hospital. In fact, his grandpa died more than a year before in a different state, not the same hospital. And he also repeated a favorite false story that I and others have debunked over and over again about a supposed conversation with an Amtrak train conductor he was friends with, who was actually deceased at the time the conversation would have had to take place. And that's not all. There are some more serious ones in my view. Previously in his presidency, he claimed at one point he'd been arrested during a civil rights protest when, in other versions of the story, he just said an officer had taken him.
I'm just saying, it's bad for Joe Biden when CNN is going against jabbering, lying Joe. It's terrible.
I couldn't even make up that well.
I'm shocked. I mean, a politician has problems with the truth. I'm shocked.
I'm just like, dang. Industry survey reveals homeowners are delaying remodel projects. Southeast New Mexico is a little different because the money is flowing and people are taking that money. But across the United States, rising inflation, high interest rates, many homeowners are just not knowing how they're going to make ends meet. And so a lot of people are walking away. There's a new trend that people are walking away from their mortgages. A lot of people had, what is that called? Variable interest rates. And now these interest rates are hitting them. All of a sudden, their home loan goes up $1,000 a month. Yeah. Insurance rates going up.
Oh, tell me about it.
And so they're walking away from their homes. New survey reveals the majority of young adults are butchering the English language every day by sending improper grammar on text messages. Like probably the best one is to spell dumb without the B. Anybody ever called you dumb without the B?
Yeah, all the time.
So, but Gen Zers, of course, their use of commas and periods and that type of stuff, it's tough. And if you correct them on it, they'll send you an emoji with the middle finger. I've learned that, even though I'm not one that corrected anybody on grammar, except Tom A, because his is much worse than mine.
Not.
I thought you were talking about Tom A has got the mad riz, no cap.
Well,
something like that.
Yeah, everything he types is in caps.
Right.
And, of course, you can't spell check when it's on caps only.
Well, I want people to get the message.
Well, the message is your spelling is atrocious. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman made history Monday Night Football last 2 nights ago, surpassing the icon Pat Summerall and John Madden for the longest tenure of an NFL broadcaster.
Wow.
Yeah, so they surpassed them. And in the latest TV ratings, NBC Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants matchup dominated. 16.4 million people watched that ball game.
Them Cowboys.
And the Brady Bunch house from the 70s iconic show, the sitcom, sold for 42% under the asking price. So they were asking $5.5 million, that only sold for $3.2 million. Homes in California are nuts as far as the price. Craziness. Nuts. Kevin McCarthy seeks the impeachment of Joe Biden, and multiple people threatening to impeach McCarthy, including Matt Gaetz. Like Matt Gaetz, don't like him. At least he holds people accountable, saying that they will impeach McCarthy. They will remove McCarthy if he does not proceed with the impeachment. So yesterday, McCarthy made the announcement that the impeachment will go on. Former Memphis cop faces civil rights charges. Federal grand jury indicting 5 former Memphis police officers on civil rights violations related to the fatal beating of a motorist, Ty Nichols, in January. 3 of the 5 are African American. McDonald's eliminating the self-service drink machines at all restaurants in the United States within the next 5 years. So those machines, and do you know McDonald's drinks actually taste better? The process, Coke gives them a special recipe.
Really?
And they invest in better facilities. I read the article about why McDonald's Coke tastes better. And I'm kind of snob when it comes, if I'm going to drink a Coke, where I stop convenience stores. I'm not going to get into it, but there are one convenience store that's better than another convenience store.
You're right.
So the one that sells the Chimney, their soft drinks are not that great. That's only my opinion. I'm not going to name names, though. Roswell woman pled not guilty to the fatal stabbing. So the woman accused of stabbing her girlfriend in June has pled not guilty to charges related to the killing. She appeared in arraignment among the 5th Judicial District Court in Chaves County. 40-year-old Monica Ortiz of Roswell pled not guilty to the charges of first-degree murder, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and tampering with evidence. And according to the Deputy District Attorney Timothy Watts, Dustin Hunter scheduled the trial for February 13th of next year. Now, she killed her living girlfriend, Patricia Franco, 33 years old, stabbed her 9 times.
Oh, my.
And supposedly she had purchased some psychotropic mushrooms, and that led to the murder.
Hanging out with Aaron Rodgers again.
Aaron Rodgers is a big fan of mushrooms. New Mexico man found himself behind bars in Texas, arrested in Austin County. Austin County sheriffs. By the way, that's not Austin. That's not the city of Austin. Austin County is different because isn't Austin in Travis County?
Yes.
Yes. So Austin County Sheriff investigators currently assigned to the West Side Narcotics Task Force. Investigators stopped the vehicle belonging to Cody Greer for a traffic violation. As they proceeded to do their investigation, they discovered illegal narcotics, a large amount of money, and a firearm. By the way, Austin County is Belleville, Texas. Gear from New Mexico remains behind bars. He is charged with 3 counts of manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance. And Texas is not playing. They say more charges could be coming down the pike. WWE and UFC, the merger last night. So it is official. UFC and WWE have merged together. And Vince McMahon is done.
He's out.
He's out. And, you know, he should be, is in his late 70s, has had many, many medical episodes. More than Tom and so he should be out.
And the McMahon family ran that organization for 67
and
years.
made a buttload of money.
Yeah.
Turmeric is a very effective as a common problem that will clear up heartburn and indigestion. So I never knew this about turmeric. Turmeric, by the way, guys, and I know I'm a herb and vitamin nut. I get it. I've talked about black seed oil. Turmeric, nobody in India has prostate cancer. Do you know why?
They take this stuff.
Turmeric is part of their daily diet. It goes in every curry, and so they don't get prostate. It's unheard of to get prostate cancer in India.
Wow. So
I take turmeric, and I had a doctor once tell me, don't ever stop taking it. So I take turmeric. I take probably 50 different supplements. My wife is like, as I packed up everything to ship back to the Philippines, she's shaking her head. You want me to live, lady, or not? So turmeric will also help with indigestion. I suffer from bad indigestion, and I take over-the-counter stuff, and I've discovered that ain't good for you. So if I have to eat turmeric, I will eat turmeric.
That means you cannot become a crop duster.
What does it have to do with crop dusting, Tom? Heartburn has zero to do with crop dusting. And if anybody knew about crop dusting, it would be you.
I was going to say that. Speaking of the crop dusting expert,
high blood pressure actually gets worse during cold weather. That's according to a brand new research that just came out. That half of Americans and the United States have high blood pressure. Half of all Americans have high blood pressure. Is that genetics or is that based on what we eat?
Eat.
I think a lot of it is genetic, but
I think it's high sodium diet.
High sodium diet. You need to get yourself some of that Celtic salt.
And I can do the Celtic dance.
Yes, Tom. 200 pounds of liquid methamphetamine in a fuel truck of a tractor trailer attempted to enter the United States. 25-year-old man pulling that truck was busted when they tested, supposedly it was gas. Tested it, and it turned out to be methamphetamine. So Homeland Security makes the big bus in California. Tom in the text, 877-396-W105, things that happened on this date in history. We got to do we got to take a break. We got to talk about also the impeachment hearings yesterday, what the Democrats are saying. We'll get to that.
Well, and speaking of, this text says impeachment only means that there will be a hearing before Congress. It doesn't mean that they will be removed from office.
Exactly. I mean, they're not going to be same thing with Joe Biden is same thing with Trump.
Yeah.
You can be impeached.
Articles of impeachment, right.
But doesn't mean you're going to be removed.
But then there'll be the trial, and that's what was going to happen to Nixon.
Look, here's what's going to happen. He will be impeached by the House and not removed by the Senate.
Yeah.
Unless the removal, it's exactly what's going to happen.
They don't have
and it has to happen before the election.
Yeah. Hey, Republican Karen's tuning in. Says, my doctor said turmeric is also good for arthritis.
There you go. Turmeric has got a lot of benefits. And there's another one called Moringa. And my wife cooks with Moringa. I don't eat it, but I do take it.
You take it, okay. And B, what turmeric do you take?
What are you talking about?
Well, they're asking what turmeric.
I take pills.
Pills.
If you're asking for the brand, I have no idea. I shop around.
Okay. And the guy
2,500 milligrams a day.
That's good. The guy
you wouldn't know if it's good or bad.
Well, the less the better. The guy, so-called Republican, is trying to remove Trump from us to vote for, says the texter.
I don't know if the guy is a Republican, but he is going to 3 states and file a lawsuit. Look, anybody can file a lawsuit. But it kind of gets to me that somebody from Texas has filed a lawsuit.
Liberal.
Somebody that's not even from New Mexico.
Yeah. Hey, B, if you don't have any luck with the Lovington, why don't you go to the Tatum MVD?
I don't want VD. Is that what you just said?
Go to the Tatum MVD.
Oh, okay. Scared me for a second.
Yeah, they never have nobody there.
I'll go to Lovington and try it out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there before. Very, very nice people.
They're very nice.
Very nice. Every woman that works in there is super, super nice. And very hot, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to suck up or anything. I'm just saying.
SB, what the heck is intergestion? You said
it's what Tom gives me.
Intergestion. There you go, brother. Go.
All right, looks like key section of the U.S. Northeast border with Canada has been seeing a surge in illegal aliens. So the southern border is not only the problem. Now we have doubled the number of people that are coming into the country illegally from the Canadian border. So they're coming in, they go east, south, west, north. It really doesn't matter. According to court documents obtained by ABC7, a student was 14 and in the 8th grade and the teacher at Rio Vista campus had a sexual relationship with him. Wow. 14 years of age. Socorro police have been assigned to this case. So a New Mexico teacher having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old student. Court documents detail that one of the sexual encounters between the pair, she picked him up and took him to the community center parking lot, and that's where they had sexual relations. And I'm not going to go into graphic detail, but it was penetration. 14-year-old male with a female teacher from the Socorro area. Wow. Wow. At the Rio Vista school in Socorro. So Socorro teacher is under investigation. City of Odessa voted not to enforce any mandates imposed federally. So and I think every municipality in New Mexico, southeast part of New Mexico, needs to do that now. So they signed a resolution last night. City Council member Chris Haney said that this is going to protect Odessa from any federal mandate. There will be no mandates. There will be no closing of offices. There will be no closing of businesses. So Odessa comes out with a mandate that says their own resolution saying they will not adhere to the federal mandates.
Wow.
So maybe we need to start thinking ahead. And Lauren Boebert, we talked about her yesterday, the very hot, extremely hot Republican representative kicked out of the Beetlejuice performance in Colorado after laughing and singing too loudly.
Get out.
Yes. So she was removed from the theater in Denver. I'm just going to say, she can sit next to me anytime she wants and laugh and sing as much as she wants. That's just me, Tom. That's just me. All right, 7:35. Let's do the impeachment. Then we'll do the things that happen on this date in history. We got to get to the national anthem and pledge. 7:25. We're going to give you the opportunity to qualify again for the cash. We'll give that away Friday with Russ Black. All right, Representative Perry. His name is Scott Perry, and he's from Missouri. Torched a reporter when it came to being questioned about, well, the Bidens didn't do anything. You know, they didn't have any underhanding deal. So here's what he had to say.
Do you have as opposed to allegations to show to the American public that would merit an actual impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden and prove that today isn't just about some of you?
Oh, I don't know.
Bullied Speaker McCarthy for the sake of enacting political revenge.
This isn't about political revenge. We have the bank accounts. We can see, ma'am, you can see that the homes that the Bidens own can't be afforded on a congressional or Senate salary. You also understand that it's not normal for family members to receive millions of dollars from overseas interests. Those things aren't normal. That's not normal to have 20 shell companies. These things are not normal, and it alludes to not only just widespread corruption, but money laundering, if not influence peddling itself.
And by the way, we don't need you British folks coming over here questioning us.
Right.
We had to kick your butt one time. We'll do it again. That's what I would have said. But that's why I'm not in Santa Fe or in D.C. But it looks like Chuck Schumer says this is nothing but a waste of time.
I think the impeachment inquiry is absurd. The American people want us to do something that will make their lives better, not go off on these chases and witch hunts.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. And Adam Schiff with a straight face. Here's what he had to say.
An impeachment is a serious thing. It's not something that should be a bargaining chip for Kevin McCarthy to give the Matt Gaetzes of the world to try to buy them off for another week. And it will just bring down this institution even further if this is the road they go down.
Yeah, whatever. Joe Biden's spokesperson, John Kirby, talking about the border issue. And with a straight face, talked about Biden is doing all kind of things now. You know, Joe Biden has been to the border one time, 247 days ago. That's the only time in his career that he's actually going to the southern border. As a president, he should be there quite often. Just saying, the numbers are ramping back up. And as they start talking about giving work permits to illegal aliens, the numbers are going to go crazy because we're rewarding bad behavior.
146, roughly, people on the terror watch list who, when you think about September 11th and we think about the terrorists that infiltrated our country on that day, now we have a border where 146 people on the watch list have come across the border. So isn't that border situation making Americans far less safe? And why hasn't the president addressed what is going on at the border, which clearly is impacting so many people in this country, John?
Well, we have addressed the situation at the border many, many times. The president's been down there himself.
He hasn't spoken about it since May 16th, and he said it was looking much better on May 16th.
We obviously take this very seriously, Martha. We don't want to see any terrorists cross over the border. The president is trying to find the right balance between legal pathways to enter the country and discouraging illegal immigration.
Legal pathways in the country. We already have a legal pathway in the country. By the way, I can attest to that. I live with a wife that ventured the legal pathway. It does work. We give 1 million green cards away. And when you start talking about rewarding bad behavior and giving illegal immigrants, people that have broke our immigration laws, work permits, that only encourages more people to come in the country. And I don't know if you follow this guy, Ben Bergquam. I never can pronounce his last name. It's Bergquam. This guy,
Berkwell.
This guy, how you get an EL at the end?
Berkwell. It's silent.
What's silent?
L.
There is no L in the name.
You spell it B-E-R-Q?
No, I said B-E-R-G-Q-U-A-M. Where's the L?
Q-U-A-M. Berkwell.
Quell, yes. Like NyQuil, right? Anyway, this guy is a guy that goes to the border. So yesterday, he finds a bunch of Panamanians that are flooding the border. We know Venezuela is letting people out of their prisons, including murderers, to come to this country. Well, he discovers that Panama is actually paying people to come to America. They're giving them money for 3 meals a day to come to America. And here's the cut. It's quite long, but listen, and maybe if you're for this illegal migration, you might not be after you hear this.
4,000 in one day in Lajas.
And by the way, let me say this. Nothing tells me that you are a good character coming to this country when they're filming you and they're talking about migration and they're shooting the bird at you.
Oh.
Nothing tells me. Or if you're waving another flag that you're fleeing from.
4,000 in one day in Lajas Blancas. Just being completely overrun, guys. Completely overrun because of Secretary Mayorkas and Joe Biden. Democrats did this. Kevin McCarthy, what are you doing to stop it? What do you make of this, man?
This could get violent in a heartbeat, man. And they said it is emptied out. It's emptied out. A lot of the buses have already left. There were hundreds and hundreds more people earlier today. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. It's just every month growing to a whole new level.
Yeah. So you're Panamanian. What do you make, but American? What do you make of what
Right
Joe
now,
Biden and Secretary Mayorkas are doing?
is taking the brunt of open border policy in the United States. Every one of these people is being given a free meal 3 times a day by Panama at Panama's expense.
There you go.
It's swelling.
There you go. Panama is paying them to come here. You know why? Wouldn't it be good for us to get rid of all our prisoners and ship them off to another country?
You think, right?
And people like you that are for open borders and everything is great.
I'm not for open borders.
Oh, hell, you're not.
I'm not.
You encourage open borders with anchor babies.
Nope.
Yes, you do.
They just want a better life.
They just want a better life. We ought to have a...
No. If you're born in this country, I don't care where you come from. If you're born,
I hate to tell you,
if you're an American
if you're
land,
born in this country, your mom and dad come along with you.
If you're an American land, when you're born, you are an American.
Show me in the Constitution where it says that. Go ahead, I'll wait for you. We've done proven you wrong multiple times.
You show me the Constitution.
No, I will.
All right, do it.
I will. After the break, I'll show you. And I want you to show me where it says that anybody born on American soil is a U.S. citizen. I want you to show me.
Is it not true?
No, it's not true. and I've proven that, but you have zero memory.
You have not proven that, B.
Well, have I proven that?
Nope.
Multiple times. Every time we have this argument.
Yeah. God bless you. You do-gooder. Yeah. But we're getting all the bad people. Look, I want the good people. I do. That's why we have a legal process. I want you good people. I want the good people. If you came from Mexico or Panama or wherever, I want the good people. We need hardworking people. And it's sad that a lot of Americans have become fat and lazy. Why are you looking around?
I know you're looking at
feel
me.
guilty? Americans have become fat and lazy and don't want to work. We need good people. I am for illegal immigration. I have zero problems with immigrants. What I do have a problem with is being the drop-off point for every bad character in the world.
I agree with you on that.
Oh, now you agree with me.
I agree with you.
Now you
I don't agree with you on the other part.
Now you agree with me. That's what I got for you. I'm giving it back
Tom,
to you.
Don't you think that just encourages women to come here pregnant so they can drop their kid in the United States and become a citizen?
I don't know if that's really the case.
Dude,
well, you don't know if it's really the case.
That is a dumb
You don't know if it's really the case.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to get pregnant 9 months from now. I'm going to go to the U.S. border and I'm dump my baby.
Tom, why else would people be pregnant
That's stupid,
walking
D.
across the southern border?
Women don't even know when they're going to get pregnant. And they're going to make plans to come over here?
Tom?
They got 9 months to plan where they're going to have the baby.
Thank you,
No.
B.
They're actually hotels that have been built in California by the Chinese for Chinese women to come over here and have a baby. Why did El Chapo send his wife to America to have babies? Why?
Sneak over the drugs?
No. Why, Tom? Why?
Why? Why did they?
Because there's nothing like having that U.S. citizenship.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you haven't said one intelligent thing all morning.
If they come over here and have their babies, whether it's intentional or not.
Dropping a baby, giving birth to a baby is why we should give away U.S. citizenship. It is the dumbest comment that I have ever heard. That reasoning alone, I have lost total respect for you.
Go ahead, give me a break.
I have lost total respect for you. Having a baby in the United States. I'm just going to say it again for the umpteenth time that when I would go to Eagle Pass, Texas, I would witness EMS coming from Mexico and our EMS picking them up at the border and bringing them to our hospital so they'd have a baby in the United States. And then those same people would have the baby in the United States, enroll for Medicaid, food stamps, welfare, and then you know where they would go back and live? They would use a post office box in Eagle Pass. They'd go back and live in Mexico. Sorry, it's the God's honest truth. That offends anybody? Sorry, it's the God's honest truth.
Well, why does somebody who's not an American marry an American?
God bless you.
My case is...
Because they fall in love with someone?
God bless you. You talking about me, you fat bastard?
They don't do that on purpose.
So why is we with Kevin?
My wife has not proved her loyalty to me. My wife has done
she loves him.
Prove my loyalty to me time and time again.
Well, yeah, and she stood by his side. She could have left him like three times over.
Has anybody ever wiped your big butt?
Not yet.
Okay, case closed. All right, I gotta
pick up his chonies.
Yeah, no, but your wife was like, I can't pick up those chonies one more time. If I want to see skid marks, I'll go to the Hobbs Airfield Speedway.
Well, if it don't fit the goose, it sure better not fit the gander.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, that
Damn
was the
anchor
stupidest
baby.
Dude, you were dumb.
You damn anchor baby. All right, 746. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by Train at New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week, 96% passing rate, 25 years of training and staff development. Find out more information by calling them. They're based in Roswell. Mention B in the Breakfast Club. Get 10% off. 575-840-9555. Train it, New Mexico. Find them today. Things that happen on this date in history. U.S. designated New York City as our country's temporary capital in 1788. Thank God we reversed course. Not that D.C. is any better. John Berry, considered by many the father of American Navy, died in Philadelphia in 1803. Walter Reed, Dr. Walter Reed, was born back in 1831. He actually did one thing, Tom. Well, he did multiple things, but he discovered the cause of yellow fever. Yellow fever was a big-time killer back then. Milton Hershey was born in 1857. He wanted to give you a kiss, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Bliss earned the place in history the hard way, became the first American motor traffic fatality in 1899. High temperature reached the shade in Libya, 136.4 degrees in 1922. That global warming was kicking in. LPGA was created on this date in 1949. What is the LGPA?
The Ladies Professional Golf
Association. Oh, I thought that was the Louisiana Polka Gumbo Association. Yeah. My bad. Soviet Ludnik II blasted off in 1959. Federal Communication Act amended the outlaw of payola. And man, why before my time? The year was 1960. Outer Limits debuted in 1963. The Beatles released their song Yesterday in 1965. Ben Savage having a birthday today. Ben Savage is 43 years old.
What's he known for?
Wonder Years? Or was it Boy? No, it was Boy Meet World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was. Fiona Apple was 46 years old. Joe Don Rooney of Rascal Flatts, that's Will's cousin.
Is it for real?
Of Rascal Flatts is 48 years old.
No relation.
Paul McCartney's fashion designer daughter Stella is 52. Tyler Perry is 54. Medea is only 44, though. Randy Jones of Village People is 71. He was the cowboy. Gene Smart is 72 from Hacks. Peter Cetera from the group. Chicago is 79 years old. And David Clayton Thomas, not the law firm, but the guy from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, is 82. Name a Blood, Sweat, and Tears song.
Stairway to Heaven?
Stairway to Heaven. It's always Stairway to Heaven. Thank you, Tom, for proving that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. 10 minutes away from 8. We got to get to the national anthem and the pledge coming up in a second. Morning show being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. No matter what the project is, they've got you covered with ready-mix concrete, lowest possible price, and awesome customer service. ChanceMaterials.com, 575-363-3240. Check them out today. Before we go any further, before we get to text, let me just say this much. I am not calling for anybody like you that was an anchor baby to remove from the United States. Never at any point in time. But at some point, we have to draw the line and say, starting here. Starting here.
Not under this administration.
So, can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I finish? At some point, we have to draw the line and say, we can't allow this anymore. It makes zero sense. I mean, it's like in a business. Sometimes you got to make adjustments on the fly. It's time for America to make an adjustment on the fly. I am never, ever called for people to be removed that were anchor babies like you, Tom, in the past.
Crawfishing.
So, I'm not crawfishing. I'm saying, but going forward, we need to, it makes perfect sense because the abuse starts with that. It does. It makes zero sense. So we got to make a change. At some point, we will have to make a change. Taxpayers, hardworking taxpayers, can't afford to foot the bill anymore.
Right.
So, go ahead, Tom.
All right. So Tommy Carlsbad says, Tom, stop claiming you have a college degree when you have the mentality of a second grader, says Tommy and Carlsbad this morning. And Tom, dang, dude, like a goose, you wake up in the new world every day. And
Thank you.
Jump over there and that table. And
He's got my blood pressure up again. You see what I mean?
Dexter says, my ex-sister-in-law came over from Mexico just to have all 4 of her kids and collected years of food stamps. And once a month, she would come load her car up with food and then go back to Mexico.
And, for you to say, Tom, that women wouldn't do that, I mean, they busted the place in China. In California, where it was nothing but a Chinese place where Chinese women would fly over here, have babies, and then leave the country with citizenship. And if you don't think that's a national security threat, I guess you're a fool for that, too.
And my parents, they worked their whole lives here, says the text. After retiring, they still don't get $3,500 a month. The system makes me sick.
No, well, I don't get $3,500 a month. And if Tom retires, he gets, what was the figure, Tom? $1,300.
$1,300.
And after you pay for your Medicare, that means that you get $1,000 a month.
By the way, a friend of mine says I don't have to have Medicare if I don't want it.
Well, you don't have it. How are you going to pay for all the medicine you're on?
So,
how will you pay?
Well, I'm working on getting off of it.
You what?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm working getting off of it.
Shut the hell up.
I am.
Shut up. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from? Hey, you're on. Good morning.
Yes, sir. My name is John Botello, and I'm in Plains, Texas.
How are you doing, sir?
And first of all, good. I want to tell everybody thank you. I sell a lot of firewood, and I just came back from Artesia yesterday, and I got some orders in to take some firewood and barbecue wood to Artesia, and I was just letting everybody know that I'm going to be headed that way.
All right, you can call in on Tradio. I appreciate the call. God bless you. 7:54.
And
I can't do Tradio right now.
Oh, right.
I'm late.
B, quit judging. Shut the heck up.
No. I will never stop making comments that there is a right and there is a wrong. And I am not going to stop making comments for the protection of my country. Sorry, it is never going to happen. To the day I die. It might not be on the radio until the day I die. It might be on another platform. But to the day I die, I will not. It is my job. It is my duty as an American, as a patriot, to carry the water. I might not be able to shoot straight, but it is my duty. I will never stop. And there are plenty of people, unlike you, that don't want me to stop. They want me to carry the water.
I've known you forever on that.
Oh, I'm not talking about you, Tom.
Yeah.
You want me to shut up.
I'm just saying it ain't all black and white.
Well, let me just say this much. Without me, you have no voice.
I have no voice.
Without me, you have no job.
Okay, and? What else? You mean I owe you?
No, I just say you owe me. I don't want anybody to owe me nothing.
All right, Texas Sarah Aarons, by the way. Hey, Tom, does B have your room ready at the Philippines?
Hell no. Hail to the no.
That's so nice of him to let you move in
Oh,
with
hail
him.
to the no. All right, let's check the weather real quick. Severe thunderstorms, 77 today, 63 tonight. We've got rain through the week, and if you're heading to a high school football game, yes, rain Friday night, talking about a 60% chance of the wet stuff. So if you plan to throw the ball a whole bunch, you might want to think about running it because it's going to be wet.
It's gonna be wet.
That's what they're saying. Check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Look, these guys can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. They can dry clean your clothes. They can press your clothes. Find them today. 2 locations in Carlsbad and the location in Loving. They, if you want to wash, dry, and fold your own clothes, hey, not a problem. They have coin-operated machines that will allow you to do that, and they are open 7 days a week. North Star Laundry, find them today in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee, 604 West Church, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. Tom, we got to wrap it up.
All right, so those are not the real health issues, says this one tax. The way the Dems think, the COVID, the cell phones.
Boy, you're going way back.
And the worst of them is the AI. That is the real health crisis, says the text. And I heard on the impeachment, it's only an inquiry to let them to look at wrongdoings. Currently, there are about 24 Republicans that would not vote for impeachment in the House, says the texter.
Well, then you know what? You need to get rid of them. You need to get rid of them. Need to go.
Yep.
Sorry, if you're not going to jump on board, get off the ship. By the way, me personally, I couldn't get on board, so I jumped off the ship. That's why I'm an independent thinker, Tom. 877-396-W105. Things have not been this bad since Obama. We'll talk about that. Former Proud Boy leader Enrique Tarrio, you're not going to believe what the feds wanted him to do.
Wow.
He wouldn't do it. Kevin McCarthy kicked the Washington in high gear. Did you see the protesters at his office? 7 arrested. The governor responds to John Allen, the sheriff of Bernalillo County. She responds, and 85% of Americans say the rising cost of wedding expenses will impact the finances of wedding and maybe change the way people think about weddings in America. Maybe. All right, we got to get to our national anthem and our pledge. We're late.
All right, so B is saying all anchor baby families are criminals?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And I think I went back and said, look, I'm not for asking for the removal. The law is the law. Right now, the law is that anybody that's born in this country stays in the country, gets their citizenship. Me personally, along with a lot of people, now believe that the day has come for us to end that tradition. It is not constitutionally sound. It is nowhere in the Constitution. That amendment dealt with slaves, that they would become citizens because if their children was born here. That's where that came from. There is no country, if you go to Mexico and you have a baby.
In Mexico.
Are you a Mexican citizen?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
You should be.
No, you're not. I don't care what should, you're not. If you go to France and have a baby, are you French? If you go to Germany and have a baby, are you German?
Yeah.
No. That mentality is so screwed up.
But there's an exception, B.
If you go to the Philippines, if I go to the Philippines and make a baby, is that baby?
It's a Filipino.
Thank you, Tom. If the mother is Filipino. If 2 Americans go there, the baby is not Filipino.
For real.
Okay. Sorry to tell you. But if I make a baby, that baby's going to be American. And I'm going to get all that money from Social Security.
Right.
God bless you. All right, we got to get to National Anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance this morning. Being brought to you by Rebecca Long. 19 years of age, she started her business. Most kids at 19 years of age are not thinking about starting a business. She did and has become very successful. 40-plus years later has helped so many people. If your insurance... And maybe you got the cancellation. You ought to get in touch with Rebecca to see what kind of quotes she can come up with. She can bundle it together, save you a lot of money. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. You can take care of all of that and more. Give her a call. She serves Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County, based in Hobbs. 575-393-2661. I got to leave you with this thought about insurance, life insurance. I've got a young couple, and the husband died in an automobile accident. Now the bride has been left. She's a sole income earner now. And can you imagine 60% of your income just going away? How's she going to meet the bills? How's she going to raise her family? Life insurance is something nobody wants to talk about, but you really need to stop and talk about it. Give Rebecca a call, 575-393-2661. God bless America. God bless you. Here's the pledge and the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The tiny but mighty 7-year-old singer from Los Angeles, Malaya Emma Chandragwijaya.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you this morning. 8:03 KWMW, Mount Jamora, 105.1 FM. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil. Reminding you, God is in control.
From 1 Kings this morning, the king of Judah also said to the king of Israel, "First, seek the counsel of the Lord."
This is Ashley with Judah Oil, and I ask that you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
God bless America. God bless you. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Weather for the next couple days. Check of the weather being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128 this morning and you're running low on fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road. Go down about 2.75 miles. Fill up with the fuel that you need. Now, they do handle DEF value, red diesel, green diesel, stuff like unleaded gas. They're open to the public. And I know we got a lot of rain in the forecast the next couple days. They are a covered area, so don't have to worry about getting out of the truck and getting wet. And by the way, if you're driving that area and you're driving a car, they do have unleaded. Visit them today, Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Severe weather today, 50% chance of that for today and tonight. High temperature today only getting up to about 77. 84 for the high tomorrow, 30% chance of rain. But then the rain comes back for Friday, 40% chance of rain for Friday night also. And by Sunday, they say maybe seeing the sun. Maybe seeing the sun. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. We're going to get updated with news, keep you updated. Tom going to look at what is going on. He'll go qualify people in just a second. We got a lot of stories that we're talking about. Things are bad. Haven't been this bad since Joe Biden was vice president. Coincidence? Or not. You got to hear the story about what they wanted from the Proud Boy leader. They were trying to coerce him to change his story. The feds were. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's get updated with news. Let's qualify, folks. News this morning being brought to you by RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Luke Ragsdale, the heavy hitter, the guy that settles the big cases out in the patch. One case for over $10 million, medical malpractice. He has an attorney that's on staff that's a former nurse, so she knows about the medical stuff, and she can help you there. If you've been involved in a car accident, maybe a slip and fall, any type of personal injury, Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com, 575-208-5300. He can also defend you in a criminal matter, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. We're coming right back. We're B and the Breakfast Club on a rainy Wednesday Hump Day. It's 8:07.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. After a 13-day manhunt, escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante is taken into custody in Pennsylvania.
I can tell you that he was caught near the home where he broke into a garage and stole that .22 caliber rifle on Monday night. And I'm told that he was arrested by Pennsylvania State Police teams as well as Border Patrol.
Fox's Nate Foy. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has met with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, reportedly for more than 4 hours at a Russian space facility in Siberia.
The suspicion in the West was that these talks would end with Russia getting hold of North Korean munitions. What Vladimir Putin did say was that all issues were up for discussion, including economic cooperation and humanitarian aid.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The Labor Department says the Consumer Price Index rose 3.7% in August. America's listening to Fox News.
Attention, all you hunters, gun and knife collectors, and reloaders. Los Alamos Ammo is hosting their annual Fall Gun Show in Carlsbad at the Pecos River Village Conference Center, September 16th and 17th. 2 big days of new and used guns, ammunition, scopes, reloading, supplies, and knives too. Lots of great gift ideas. Have lunch and enjoy the show. The Carlsbad Gun Show, Saturday, September 16th, 9 till 5, and Sunday the 17th, 10 till 4, at the Pecos River Village on Muscatel. Everyone is invited to come by, sell, or trade.
Nicely done, beef. From London broils and French dips to New York strips and Texas briskets. Who knew you were so well-traveled? Yeah, you're what's for dinner, and it's always dinner somewhere. Bring everyone back to the table and get cooking at Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Brought to you by the New Mexico Beef Council.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach SafeLand, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and you're home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
Number One Tequila presents Hogfest 2023 at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena, September 21st through the 24th, featuring Wright's Amusements. They're bringing the biggest carnival Eddy County has ever seen. The party kicks off Thursday, September 21st with the carnival, music, vendors, food trucks, and more. Latin Kings of Comedy star Alex Ramundo will be on hand slinging Number One Tequila and meeting fans. On Friday, Chaos Bender returns with a new album. ZZ Top Tribute, ZZKC takes the stage. Friday the 22nd wraps up with the world-famous ATTC tribute band, The Jack. Saturday the 23rd gets even hotter as the Kid Rock tribute, Kid Cocky, takes the stage. And Saturday night, ranked one of the best tribute bands in the nation, Def Legend. Hogfest 2023, September 21st through the 24th, the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad.
For a working man, protection on the job is always first priority. But when it comes to clothes, safety shouldn't compromise style and comfort. And thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, it doesn't have to. Now the same Wrangler style and comfort you love comes with the protection you need. And with a product guarantee for the life of the garment, they'll take the heat off of any job you take on. Stop by Benny's Western Store in Artesia or Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler flame-resistant apparel today. For the right work clothes, think inside the closet.
The 2023 Carlsbad Mayor's Energy Summit is coming up Thursday, October 19th at the Civic Center in Carlsbad. emceed by NMOGA's Missy Courier and featuring special guest, former Dallas Cowboy Drew Pearson. This year's Energy Summit invites you to take a second look at what Carlsbad and surrounding area have to offer. For more information or to register, visit carlsbadenergysummit.com. Sponsors include Chevron, XTO, Oxy, Devon Energy, Melbourne, Civitas, Genesis Endeavors, AR Foreman Construction, Santo Petroleum, Crestwood, Eris Water, Double E, Summit, Intrepid Potash, and XL Energy. This ad paid for through the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax. Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad, is having their Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, Wednesday, September 20th from 11:30 to 1. Come let Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation say thank you to their current and future customers with fajitas for lunch on them and lots of giveaways at their Carlsbad office. Wednesday, September 20th, 11:30 to 1. Don't miss the Van Zandt Controls and Eagle Automation Schneider Electric Customer Appreciation Day, 1506 Airway Drive in Carlsbad.
Update your living space with furniture from Rig Outfitters and Home Store. Bedrooms, living rooms, offices, and kitchens. Rig Outfitters can help you with every room in the house. Brands like Ashley, Nectar, Catnapper, Fairweather, Jackson Furniture, and more. Check out the new beanbag mattresses from Corduroy or their wide selection of recliners and sofas. 0 down and easy financing, and they pay the tax at Rig Outfitters and Home Store, 1401 North Turner inside the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Okay, you ready? Yeah, here it comes. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't get up without us.
877-396-W105. The movie that you can't do without, that you go back and watch over and over and over. That is the question of the day. It's up on the Facebook this morning. So what movie is it that you watch over that you can't get enough of? Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, Avenue D and Lovington. If you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, the list goes on and on. Being brought to you by Desert Sands Water Well, online at desertsandsnm.com. Mention Be in the Breakfast Club. Get a 10% discount. Just mention us. They can take care of all your water well needs. New construction, repairs, that type of stuff. Desert Sands Water Well. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, 877-396-W105. They are your Kubota dealer. Find them in Roswell. All right, amigo-machinery.com. Tom, you know I'm getting on a plane tomorrow.
Yes,
well, Thursday.
What's tomorrow?
Yeah, tonight I go to Lubbock. Tomorrow we leave at 4 a.m. in the morning. We get to Dallas. Our plane leaves at noon. And when I get on a plane like that, have you ever been on a long flight like that? 14 hours?
6 hours.
Will, you ever been on a plane like that, 14 hours? There's one thing, Tom, that you don't want to do is eat the day before. You don't want to eat all subs burritos the day before. I'm just saying you do not want to eat a damn chimney.
Well,
you don't want to be the guy that has to go to the bathroom in that plane and come out and everybody's like, oh my goodness. You don't want to be that guy. I'm just saying, Tom, you don't. You don't want to be the guy that took a dump on the plane. You don't want to be that guy, Tom.
It was a cross-country flight. I was brutally hungry, and I needed something to eat. I grabbed a bite and then boarded my airplane in the aisle of the warm cabin. Then had a nasty reaction. My stomach hurts. Had to use the bathroom. Got hit by the squirt. I ran as fast as I could. Tried to hit the head. I said, hurry, hurry. Something smells like it's dead. Jump on an airplane. That airport burrito hasn't been kind.
I'm just saying, you don't want to be the guy. 877-396-W105. Glad to share with you this morning why I don't eat the day before we fly. You don't want to be that guy. I don't think Will's with us. He'd have made a comment.
He would have.
No, I'm
there he is.
here.
You don't want to be the guy.
Well, they were lucky.
Tom don't care. He don't care who he offends with his stench.
Excuse me.
You don't want to be the guy.
Well, they're lucky that when I left Kona Island on the way back here, that there wasn't any Alsops over there.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that eats the chimney the day before.
Yeah.
He ate the buffet, but,
You don't want to be that guy. All right, number 877-396-W105. What's the movie that you can't stop watching?
Ooh, I got a good one.
Go ahead. Well, please do tell.
The My Fat Greek Wedding series.
Oh, my God. You're such a...
Get the hell out of here.
I mean, I'm serious.
Well,
I got many.
What is yours?
There are many that I will go back and watch. Anything based on action movies that are based on you know.
My favorite sports movie, Kevin Costner and the movie that he was a baseball pitcher.
I mean, no matter Gale Sayers, the story about I mean, what an awesome.
Made you cry, didn't it?
I mean,
please. What was the name of that movie, Tom?
With Kevin Costner?
Go ahead, Tom.
For the
well, let's see, because there's a couple of them.
Well,
are you talking about Field of Dreams?
No, not
Are you
that
talking
one.
about Bull Durham?
Not that
Are you
one.
talking about For Love of the Game?
For the love of the game.
I mean, and it's not a movie, but like,
which one?
American Sniper is one of my all-time favorites. But I also like the series Sniper, Band of Brothers. I can go back and watch that entire Lone Survivor.
Good one.
I mean, but Band of Brothers, I can go back and watch that over and over and over again. I mean, I might skip a year, but I'll go back and watch that thing, and just an awesome movie.
I watch Forrest.
But Tom, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That's a funny series.
Give me the man card now. You've already lost the Mexican card. But some people say you're gaining it back with the mentality about anchor babies.
There you go.
Yeah, you're getting it back. See, this is why feelings should be left out of political decisions. Feelings should have no part in political decisions, because when we start invoking our feelings, it takes away the common sense approach, because our feelings are involved.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
the hot button issues.
Yes. When we invoke feelings into major decisions, most of the time we make the wrong choice. We make a wrong decision.
Would you say that's the same thing for a job?
Yeah, well, yeah, most definitely. When we invoke feelings into it, we usually make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. All right, 877-396-W105. We talked about this. McDonald's is scrapping the self-service soda machines over theft and hygiene issues. That's the reason behind. We talked about it, but the reason they're doing it is because of theft. You know, there are people that will sit at McDonald's all day just sipping sodas.
Right.
And then, I mean, it's like the people that go in the Starbucks just to steal the internet.
You're right.
I mean, that seems to be a problem, but also hygiene issues. And hygiene, you know, that, you know, people put their fingers on it and on the you know, on the nozzles and that type of stuff. So, and I mean, thank God that McDonald's is looking out for our health. Because if there's anybody that looks out for our health, it would be McDonald's. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, McDonald's is looking out for us. No doubt. Large sinkhole opened up in San Francisco on a street last week. That caused by a ruptured water line. And the city is charging $4,000 a month to $4,000 a day to repair that water leak. So city officials left with the big sinkhole that needs to be repaired. And I think what they ought to do is fill it up with human feces. Well, I mean, there's lots on the sidewalk, and well, you got to fill it up with something, Tom.
Well, not that.
I'm just saying. And Japanese airline introducing a service that would allow you to leave your suitcase at home by renting clothes wherever you're going. What a great idea, right? No, I don't want to wear anybody else's clothes, especially undies. No way in hell. Frank Rubio, astronaut, has now been in a low Earth orbit for more than 355 days, breaking the record that was held back in the day. And a cyber attack shut down the IT systems at MGM Airport. If you have visited the MGM, you might have a problem. They might have your information, according to MGM. And former Cincinnati Bengal defensive back You probably know the name. Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, we do.
Arrested yesterday after police responded to a report of an unruly passenger at the International Airport in Kentucky. Pac-Man cannot keep his name out of the bad side of things.
Can't believe that.
Sorry. Damaging testimony and the Paxton impeachment trial in Texas. Lawyer who was employed by the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, offered damaging testimony yesterday in Paxton's impeachment trial. You say that 10 times fast. Paxton impeachment trial.
Paxton impeachment trial. Paxton impeachment.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Lawyer Brandon Kamak testified that he was hired to investigate law enforcement officials looking into a local real estate developer, Nate Paul, who, by the way, was Paxton's biggest donor. Now, this is a Republican, I will say. Wrong is wrong. When you're cooking the books and fixing the deal because you're in power, it is wrong. Paxton has pled not guilty to the impeachment. His wife will have a vote on this. You know what else came out in the impeachment? Yes, the dude had multiple affairs. Hey, nothing like a scorned woman.
Scoundrel, isn't he?
Maybe they'll let her do closing remarks. Yeah, dirty dog.
Go bury the dude.
Yeah, and Drew Barrymore dropped a book as drops as a book awards. Wait, hold up.
Okay.
National Book Awards announced yesterday that they're dropping Drew Barrymore. She's not the one. And we talked yesterday about Steven Tyler, Aerosmith. He's done for now. He's got some serious issues. Throat. Not good. 824-B and the Breakfast Club. Let's go to the phones. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from? Yo. Yo, yo.
Yo. State Rep Larry Scott on this end. Y'all got a minute to talk about the governor's constitutional overreach?
Yes. Who's this Bill I'm speaking to?
This is State Representative Larry Scott.
Oh, Larry
Larry.
Scott.
How are you doing, Larry?
I'm doing well. I'm on the road to Carlsbad this morning, listening to your program, and had some thoughts about this constitutional crisis we're in the middle of here in New Mexico.
Yeah, you know, I played 3 cuts this morning from the governor, and in one cut, Larry, turn your radio down and listen through your phone, if you would. So I played 3 cuts this morning, and the governor said that pretty much everything is an emergency. Equality is an emergency. Poverty is a health that could be falling under a health emergency. So do you think she's starting off to rethink this? And didn't she speak to other Democrats about this, Larry? Evidently she didn't.
I think it's evident that most of her Democratic colleagues are not in support of this path that she's trying to go down.
Right.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That said, all of the conversations about impeachment make really good political theater, but with the requirement that 3/5 of both the House and the Senate would have to vote to do that, I consider that unlikely. I don't think we're going to be able to get that impeachment vote across the finish line. Now, if we impeach her, we haven't done anything to directly improve the crime problem in Albuquerque.
No.
So I think a parallel track needs to be a special or extraordinary session to introduce some legislation that would actually reduce crime. That's eliminate the revolving door, put these guys behind bars when they're multiple offenders, and there are any number of initiatives that have been put forth by my party over the last few years that were thrown in the waste can by the progressives.
Yeah, look, the mayor of Albuquerque, Keller, came out yesterday and said pretty much the same thing, that we need a special session to deal with crime issues.
I would concur with that.
Yeah, that's what he said yesterday, Tom.
And if we're actually able to pass some legislation that deals with crime and can get that to the governor's desk, we may be able to improve those people's lives, and that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I agree.
Larry, Larry, let me ask you this question. Are you surprised that our Attorney General, Mr. Torres, decided not to go along with Michelle and not defend her?
I'm not particularly surprised. When we took office, we put a left hand on the Bible, raised our right hand, and we said we're going to support and defend the Constitution. And he did too. And I think a lot of folks recognize that this is a violation of that oath.
Yep. So, Larry, you don't believe that we would have enough votes to impeach her, even though most Democrats agree that this is a big reach and in breaking the Constitution, not only of the United States, but of New Mexico. But you don't believe we'd have enough oomph?
I could be wrong, but I do not believe that there's 3/5 majorities in both the House and the Senate to initiate that process.
I agree, and we're outnumbered in both sides, House and Senate. We're outnumbered. So without being able to finish it, but you guys are going to carry on the impeachment, the beginning, starting the impeachment, correct?
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Yeah, I saw yesterday that you guys were meeting and discussing the whole process.
We did, and I am not at liberty to say over the radio what plans were made as a consequence of those discussions.
Very smart, because the last thing you need is one to give them the information.
That's affirmative.
Yep, definitely. Larry Scott, we appreciate you so much, and thank you for the work and carrying the water of the people of Southeast New Mexico.
Okay, guys, that's all I had this morning.
Thank you. Larry Scott, of course. Larry is a candidate moving over for the position that was given up by Kay Herndon. Herndon. So he is moving over to a different. But Larry's been. I mean, you talk about a smart guy, and I'm not saying that because he's from Louisiana originally.
Right.
I'm not.
But that guy is knowledgeable on oil and gas.
Well, when it comes to oil and gas, that's his business. Yeah. That's his business. So, all right, Will, we got the boob of the day coming up in a second. Our number 877-396-W105. Things have not been this bad since Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Americans, we have saw a drop in household income. We have seen a drop in household income as large as we have never seen this except before under Joe Biden and Barack Obama as president and vice president. Census Bureau on Tuesday released the calculations for the change in real median household income last year. And by these calculations, the median income for household income fell 2.3%. It is the worst since 2003, since Biden and Barack were vice president. So history may not necessarily repeat or even a rhyme or rhythm, but how can you elect Joe Biden back in the office? That, by the way, that's before taxes. Once you calculate the changes in taxes, your household income, you lost 8.8% of your income. And that doesn't include the increase in inflation. So I'm not the smartest guy. I am smarter than Tom, and without a college degree. But I'm not the smartest guy in the world. And some people will say I'm just a dumb coon-ass. And I'm fine with that. But it's not. So we got inflation up 7% and our household income down almost 9%.
Do the math.
So 9 plus 7, Tom.
16.
Oh, by God, he got one right. Can you believe that one, William?
I use my computer mind.
Former Proud Boy leader Enrique Tarrio claims that the federal prosecutors tried to coerce him into saying that Donald Trump had planned the riot on the Capitol.
They did.
Last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So last week, the judge, Timothy Keller, sentenced him to 22 years. They invoked RICO on them and basically terrorism charges. 22 years in a federal prison. I'm surprised they didn't send him to Guantanamo. I am. But he's coming out saying that, that they wanted him to say Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him to say Donald Trump led the crusade. Even though this guy was not even at the Capitol. You remember he was in jail.
Yes.
They had arrested him 2 days earlier. He wasn't at the Capitol.
Trump charges, as they say.
Kevin McCarthy's office was broken into yesterday. They arrested 7 protesters, and this is all over the AIDS medication, and they haven't renewed it because they're coming up with another budget. We only funded the government for 6 months.
Till the end of this month, by the way.
So, but Kevin McCarthy yesterday didn't want to do it, but they said, you do it or we'll kick you out of that leadership position. So they have appointed the Oversight Committee Chairman, James Comer, to lead the inquiry, and to the Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, and Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith of Missouri. They will be leading this impeachment hearing against Biden. 85% of Americans say that weddings are just too damn expensive nowadays. Really? I think it's going to change the way people think about getting married.
Well,
I think more and more people are going to pull a Tom A. and go get a fake wedding ring and say, hey, this is a temporary, and then, you go to the justice of peace, you get married, and the rest is history.
Wow, is that? I witnessed a wedding where no wedding ring was.
A lot of people are using the tattoos.
Yeah.
And Michelle Lujan Gresham responded to the Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen on and saying, I am not going to be lectured by a sheriff about constitutionality. Well, somebody needs to lecture you. I hold my standards high, and I do not, nor I will, hedge them on what is right. Wait, I hedge on what is right. I take my oath serious. That's what Allen said. The governor says she will not be scolded or, she will not be told what to do. Lectured on constitutionality. She's a lawyer, Tom. She's better than everybody else.
Yeah. Don't do it.
God bless you, Miss Lawyer. All right, Boob of the Day coming up this morning. Morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. 1105 East 2nd Roswell. Homegrown and very proud of it. Your certified Purina dealer. RoswellLivestock.com. They've got everything for the farm, ranch, all the supplies. And if you need more information, go online to visit them, 1105 East 2nd. Also, hold the Rogers family in your prayers. One of the brothers that was diagnosed yesterday with leukemia and will undergo treatment. So thoughts and prayers going out to the Rogers family. Tom, go ahead and wrap up, and then we'll do the Boob of the Day.
All right, so this text is saying this morning, my stepdaughter was born in Mexico. Her dad was an American, and her mom is a Mexican. My daughter doesn't have a Mexican citizenship. She's considered an American.
No, if you have an American father or mother, you are considered an American.
Well, she's considered, that's what they said, and has a born abroad citizenship in Mexico. Wouldn't give her citizenship due to her father being an American.
Exactly correct. So Mexico takes the blood of I got to figure out how to say this. Okay. The blood right, not birthright, but blood right to become a Mexican citizen. So if we got 2 Americans that go over there, or 2 people from they're Portuguese or Portugal, they come over from Portugal, and they have a baby in Mexico, and that baby does not have Mexican blood running through its veins, you are not going to become a Mexican citizen.
Gotcha. And I can see where your argument comes from. Those American anchor babies, they don't have American blood running through them.
Now, if the mother is American or the father is American, that's a whole different story.
Right.
But Mexico, like most countries, take blood into consideration. That there has to be DNA, Mexican DNA, that flows through that baby for it to get Mexican citizenship. There's a lot. So if you got a Mexican mother, and I don't want to make this about Mexico because they're not the problem. They really are not the problem, except they are the pathway. So if you have 2 people, say Guatemalans, that come into Mexico and they have a baby in Mexico, sorry, you're not a Mexican citizen.
Well, let me ask you a stupid question.
Most of yours are.
I was conceived in Mexico.
So by a Mexican citizen, you could go fight for dual citizenship, and you might have to be. We might kick you out of this country.
Okay.
We might.
One more text before we go back to me. Hey, Toby from Hagerman. And we need corporal punishment back in the schools because that's where it starts. You don't wait until they're adults out in society to start teaching them respect.
Well, it starts in see, we have so many kids in this state being charged with murder and very heinous crimes. You wonder what they're taught at home. Well, the problem is they grow up in that mentality. And I'm not bashing on Roswell, but I saw it in Roswell that, and I'm sure it's I'm not out as much in Hobbs, but you got people that have grew up in a society where mom and dad are both in jail.
Right.
And grandparents are raising them. And maybe grandparents in the old OG also.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they old gangsters. Maybe had to retire from the gangster business. But, and so how did those kids grow up, Tom?
Same.
They grow up the same.
Yep.
And so it is a problem.
The cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. And until we break that cycle, how do you break the cycle? Showing them that's not the way. That's not the way. All right, on the way. We got lots of stories to get to. I'll talk about that coming up. We got students that have been arrested. Clovis, they're looking for that man. He was spotted yesterday that set fire to that Walmart. Yeah. So we'll get to those stories coming up in just a sec. But we got to get to the boob of the day. Being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics. They offer such things as stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, testosterone, hormonal optimization, and more. And if you have been going through hormonal issues, ladies, change your world, change your attitude. And that's what hormonal stuff do. I have never experienced it, but my brother-in-law told me when his testosterone was so low, his was very, very, like in the 90s.
Wow.
It can cause depression and other things. Hormonal problems can cause you mental problems.
Wow.
So getting your hormones balanced and getting your testosterone balanced for guys can change your way of thinking. It change your outlook on life. And a lot of people don't buy into that, but if they do the research, they will discover that. Desert Functional can take care of all that. It all starts with blood work. You're not going to go in there and get testosterone without them doing blood work. Now, you can put it on your insurance, and you don't have to get the work done at their lab. You can get it done, put it on your insurance, and then go to them. But it all starts with the blood work. 3900 North Lovington Highway. Check them out today. Follow them on Facebook. You can also go to thedesertfma.com for more information. They are your proud sponsor of the boob of the day with Will Rooney.
So it's been a pretty hot summer. So it's hard to argue this message wasn't accurate. Someone in Houston gained access to an electronic construction sign on Monday and changed the message displayed on it. Instead of replaying helpful information about road work up ahead, it said, due to weather, go F yourself.
God bless him.
The message stayed up for several hours before it got taken down. A city employee said the controls were, you typed the message in and it was inside of a locked box attached to the sign, so whoever did it probably had access or knew how to break in. No word yet on who was behind it or what kind of charges they could face. I don't even know if I want to make this person the boob of the day. I actually think they're the champion of the day, but congratulations. You're the boob of the day.
If somebody has access to any of the signs in New Mexico, post up Tom's number for a good time.
Whatever.
What a great disappointment they would have. I'd love to see that. For a good time, call Tom A. Give your phone number, Tom. By the way, they are the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics. On the way, we're going to talk about the most extreme gun control law heads to the court. That's in Oregon. We'll talk about that. Albuquerque dealership ordered to pay millions in a fraud case. Former NBA player died at the age of 42. I'll tell you who that is. Third person pled guilty in that case of the death of a 4-year-old. Federal court upholds a Florida law dealing with enforcement of the transgender treatment. So the federal law is upheld yesterday. Well, the state law is upheld in federal court. And 2 students taken into custody after admitting to have firearms in their vehicle in Albuquerque. And the Clovis police say the man accused of setting the fire at the Walmart in Clovis, they have spotted him. I'll tell you where he was spotted coming up next. Tom, quickly to the text. We'll take a break. It's already 8:43.
Boy, Rocket is really bringing it. Bring back the death penalty, says Rocket.
I have no problem bringing back the death penalty.
Yeah. And another texter says, maybe the Grand Theft Auto might have influenced kids a little bit. My God, that video game really is sick, says the texter. And in Mexico, you cannot buy land if you're not a citizen of their country.
Yep. Yeah, well, same thing in the Philippines. I own the house, the wife owns the land, because I cannot purchase land. Yes. Really? Most countries, non-citizens are forbidden from owning land and working in the country.
Huh.
All jobs are reserved for citizens.
Right.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
All right, on the movie The Warriors, 1979. I've seen it many, many times. You asked how many times you would see a movie?
Red Dawn. Red Dawn. That's another movie.
With late...
do I have that right, Red Dawn?
Yeah, with the late Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
Yeah.
The remakes they made, but the original, by God, and the day will come that movie will come true. We will have a foreign invasion. Oh, wait, we already have a foreign invasion. What the hell am I talking about?
Hey.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you. All right, let's get updated with news, find out what's going on. 8:45, we are B and the Breakfast Club. You want to qualify for cash? We give that cash away Friday with the ride with Russ. We're going to qualify you for cash. News this morning being brought to you by Janko Janitorial, 324 West Main, NRT, just specializing in commercial janitorial supplies. Yes, if you want to clean your own office up, that's not a problem. They have all the supplies and can deliver it to you. But if you want them to do the cleaning, they have the staff and have the know-how to get it done. They specialize in floor stripping and waxing, cleaning of offices. They can window cleaning. They can clean in the patch. Look, these guys are certified, PPE certified, hazmat certified, and the list goes on and on. Their employees are certified. Give Amber a call today. If you need supplies or you need them to go in and do the heavy lifting and the cleaning, 575-703-1869. You can always go to the website, jancojanitorial.com. When you call Amber, if you would, just make sure and tell her, hey, I heard about you on B and the Breakfast Club. I'd greatly appreciate that. jancojanitorial.com. Taking a break. Let's qualify, folks. News coming up next. We're B and the Breakfast Club.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham recently declaring gun violence a public health emergency and issued a public health order temporarily banning open and concealed carry firearms in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. The executive order has since sparked backlash, questions about enforcement, and federal lawsuits challenging whether it is unconstitutional. Leaders of the Albuquerque Police Department and Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office have stated their agencies cannot and will not enforce the gun ban. Governor Grisham said the New Mexico State Police has the power to issue citations to anyone who violates the order, but it's unclear whether that'll happen. And Governor Grisham's emergency order suspending that right to carry firearms in public drew immediate court challenge from a gun rights group Saturday, as legal scholars and advocates said they expected. National Association for Gun Rights and Foster Haynes, a member who lives in Albuquerque, filed documents in court, New Mexico, suing the governor and seeking an immediate block to the implementation of her order. The challenge expected, but even so, the governor's action Friday was an attempt to move the debate, said Jessica Levinson, law professor at Loyola Marymount Loyola Law School in Los Angeles, after the governor announced that she was temporarily suspending the right to carry firearms in her state's largest city and surrounding Bernalillo County. Carlsbad man acquitted of murder charges after a 4-day jury trial last week. It stemmed from a robbery and shooting in 2021. 20-year-old Lorenzo Lopez was arrested in October, and police accused him of shooting and killing Eduardo Otero on October 10th near Cruz Fernandez Park in Carlsbad. He was charged with first-degree murder at the time and conspiracy to commit armed robbery, but found not guilty on both counts in court. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This ad paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
You don't want to miss Yucca Blossom's 3rd annual Summers and Extravaganzas Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Over 100 vendors are expected at this year's event. A petting zoo, train rides, face painting, bouncy houses, a stuffy bear station, and numerous food trucks. Whether you're hunting for a unique gift or just having fun with a family, come enjoy the Yucca Blossom Summers End Extravaganza September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Number One Tequila presents Hogfest 2023 at the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena, September 21st through the 24th, featuring Wright's Amusements. They're bringing the biggest carnival Eddy County has ever seen. The party kicks off Thursday, September 21st with the carnival, music, vendors, food trucks, and more. Latin Kings of Comedy star Alex Ramundo will be on hand slinging Number One Tequila and meeting fans. On Friday, Chaos Bender returns with a new album. ZZ Top Tribute, ZZKC takes the stage. Friday the 22nd wraps up with the world-famous ATDC tribute band, The Jack. Saturday the 23rd gets even hotter as the Kid Rock tribute, Kid Cocky, takes the stage. And Saturday night, ranked one of the best tribute bands in the nation, Def Legend. Hogfest 2023, September 21st through the 24th, the Eddy County Sheriff's Posse Arena. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Push, 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 pull, 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 drag, 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 drag. That's right. Get your happy dance going and bring those busted rides on down to Carlsbad Chevy, because it's a party. Your job is your credit at Carlsbad Chevy, and nothing helps better than a down payment that we can generate from one of mom's old boyfriend's beaters left out in the backyard. Thousands off new model Silverados and an assortment of brands you love to choose from is why everyone is shopping at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Come see what it's all about right here at the home of the great, great guys, Carlsbad Chevrolet.
Lucky Health and Safety has an immediate opening for a safety instructor. Experience required. You must be bilingual in English and Spanish and be fully qualified to teach SafeLand, H2S Clear, First Aid and CPR classes, and manage ISN accounts. Benefits include 100% paid health insurance, paid vacation and sick leave, monthly and quarterly bonuses, and your home every night. Apply in person, 6210 Lovington Highway, or call Alonzo at 575-492-7777.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP nipple up and testing services. Also offering SafeLand USA and H2S Oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Wildcats had to hold off the Hobbs Eagles in Hobbs last Friday night, 26-23, to even their season record at 2-2. Lovington coach Anthony Gonzalez believes the Eagles got their second win in the locker room during halftime and almost came back to win.
Were we going to be able to hold on just from being worn down? I mean, Hobbs was big, they were physical, and, we got linemen playing both ways, not as many as we've had in years past, but our skill kids, they play both ways, and I think a little bit of it, they were a little bit more fresh when they came out of halftime, and they were just able to execute.
But the Wildcats wanted it more, and they sealed the win with a big play late in the fourth quarter.
And Alec Hogan, great big interception to seal the game.
But things don't get any easier when they travel to Denver City Friday night.
They're big up front. That's been the message that we've been preaching to our kids is, we got to challenge teams' physicalities.
Kickoff 7 p.m. Friday night, New Mexico time in Denver City.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Call or text 877-396-W105.
Your number one source of local news and information. B and the Breakfast Club. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
My wife thinks that I
I'm surrounded by idiots.
5 minutes away from 9 o'clock, 5 away from 9. Good news of the day coming up in just a second. Tradio coming up at 9:30. Lots of things to discuss. Well, what do you think if I told you most Ukrainians believe Zelensky is directly responsible for corruption in their government and their military?
Yeah, absolutely.
So all you people that are backing Ukraine and all the money, we just sent them another $8 billion, by the way. Wrote the check. Came right out of every one of our retirements.
Thanks a lot.
So, By the time we finish with this war in Ukraine, Tom, you'll have nothing left. It's done. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you can take care of yourself. But a vast majority of Ukrainians, 78%, believe that Zelensky is directly responsible for corruption in the government and the military, according to a poll that they did last week. 78% of Ukrainians believe Zelensky is responsible for the corruption in the government and in the military. Now, here's the deal.
Wow.
And you continue to say it's okay to send them money.
Not me.
Illinois carjacker killed a woman by zip tying her throat and leaves a note saying it was his only choice. This guy was arrested. The Illinois man allegedly apologized in a note saying it was his only choice to zip tie her throat so tight that it choked her. Reese Miller, 24-year-old, was caught in the blue Toyota belonging to the 61-year-old woman, and he zip-tied her neck, obstructing her breathing, and killed her. Picture of this guy looks like he has more problems than just being a carjacker.
Murder.
Just saying. They don't have the death penalty in Illinois. Yeah, they're too much of a bunch of. Opposites, do they attract?
All the time.
New study says opposites really don't attract.
Oh, they don't?
No, they do not attract. So, Tom, next time you're thinking about going outside your league, probably not a good idea.
I'm looking at about a 45-year-old.
Yeah. The last woman that I heard, now it might not be the last, and Will knows this story, that Tom was like, hey, me and you ought to go out and way outside your league, bro. I'm just saying, she would be outside my league.
Well, hey, all you could say was yes. Right? If you say all you could say was no, then you're not confident.
And with a booty like that, she wouldn't fit in your small Honda that you had back in the day. I'm just saying, it would not fit.
Well, she's available now. I've got a bigger car.
You got a bigger car now. Yeah.
Put her booty in there.
Yeah. I'm just blown away that Tom tried to. He swung for the fences.
Yeah.
It was an epic fail. It was like he struck out with like a bunt strikeout.
I will tell you this about
bunt.
Women who are 7 and 10s, okay, in that neighborhood.
7 to 10.
Yeah, I will tell you this, is that they want to be asked by guys like
No, they don't.
They damn sure do.
Yeah, no, they don't.
They do.
By the way, here's who you ought to go after. 70-year-old widow that is just looking for some companionship.
Ooh, she loaded.
Already has money.
Right.
And all she needs is a warm body. Because that's what she's going to get, a warm body.
Has money and a housekeeper and a private cook.
That wants to share her life watching the Hallmark Channel and chick flicks.
I'm all for that, lady.
There you go. Morning, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, B, it's Tracy from you.
Hey, what's up, Tracy?
What's up, Tracy?
Not much. I just wanted to tell you that have a safe trip back and everything.
Thank you.
And be careful, man. And next time you come next year, it's going to have to be next year now, but I talked to Will the other day about it. I've got some season tickets to the Tech games.
Oh,
and,
really?
I wanted you and B to, or you and Will to be able to go with me because I know Tom doesn't like Tech, so he wouldn't want to go. But
hopefully Tech can bounce back.
They ain't gonna bounce back.
Yeah, yeah. You know they played pretty good that last game. They've got some really good new recruits that probably got signed. I hope they get them.
It's a long season,
They're
Tom.
0-2. Come on.
You can come back from 0-2. You can come back.
Well, let's ask LSU.
Yeah.
You can come back. LSU is 1-1, and they have the opportunity to come back and win the West and maybe compete for the SEC. And then we'll see if it's in the cards, Tom.
And I'm a LSU fan also.
Yeah.
Years ago, I worked with some guys
Right.
from Louisiana, and they were mechanics on our big turbines.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And,
one thing that me and you aren't, Tracy, is bandwagon fans like Tom. Believe me, if the Cowboys win again this week, all of a sudden he's jumping back on the wagon.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I have been all my life.
Yeah.
I will be all my life.
I respect the hell out of anybody that sticks with the same team.
I was raised that way because my uncles and my big older brothers and everything, and I've been one as long as I can remember, and I always will. Same thing with Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So, I was raised in that part, and LSU was because of the mechanics.
Right.
They came when Crabtree and them were playing, and Tom, they hated Texas.
Yeah. Well, and that's what you will find. Texas A&M fans, there's one thing to shut up a Texas A&M fan. Talk about their daddy, Texas.
Right.
That will shut them up quick. Hey, Tracy, you have a good one, brother. I appreciate you.
Okay, you have a good trip, man.
I appreciate it. And Russ Black wanders in the studio. It's raining out there.
It is. It's raining. Cats and dogs and frogs and a bunch of stuff out there. I haven't, because I've been busy this morning, I've not listened to the whole show. Has anybody mentioned that Tom Diva Reese was on TV last night?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Shamu was on?
He was on with food in both hands.
Oh, really?
Yes. KOB was doing a news story on the governor, and they showed the old clip where she's dancing, where she's doing the mariachi thing. And there stands Tom A. Reese with food in both hands.
That's my phone.
And he's watching little short stuff.
He was about to cut in.
Well, what was funny is she's spinning around in that little short skirt. It keeps blousing up, and I seen him. He's trying to find his phone. I expected him down there at a low angle.
Now, was she dancing with Howling Morales at that point?
No, with her husband.
No, it was not her husband.
No, that was
Her fiance.
I think that was who she was dancing with, Howie Morales,
Lieutenant Governor.
But I was watching the way that and where you was looking. Come on, tell us what color is Michelle Lujan Grisham's panties?
I think she had polka dot.
I know you know.
Pink polka dots.
No, you know.
So I will never tell.
She's about as Mexican as Tom is. I'm just going to say that.
Does she speak Spanish?
I've never heard her speak Spanish.
I've never heard her speak Spanish.
Well, I've never heard you speak Spanish either.
All the time.
Well, please go ahead and tell me something.
All the time. I'd say bad words to you.
No. Go ahead.
No, but I don't want to.
Go ahead and call me go ahead, call me Ball. Go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
What's Ball? Pelon? You're a Pelon.
Yeah. Well, at least I don't look like a damn bum.
Bum?
He looks at me. He looks at the
he looks at the whitest dude, the redneck in the building for help with his Spanish. You know that's bad.
I've never heard her, and I've never heard her speak Spanish.
You know, and for those that don't know me, that, are the first to say you're racist and this and that. Yesterday, we went to my daughter's house and to say goodbye to the grandkids and her and Adrian. And my son-in-law, I said, man, I talked about you the other day on the radio about how you're raising the kids to, the work ethic, that if you're outside, they got to be outside working with you. And I appreciate that. And he said, yeah, I'm getting baby Adrian, who got 3 stitches in his finger, Tom, cut his finger with a knife. Why is it always the knife, Tom? Anyway, he said that he's thinking about getting the baby a push mower so he can go start cutting grass.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, I got to get out of here.
I said, no, why you got to do that to my grandkid? Get him in the landscaping business.
Good business.
No, it's a good business.
Always something to fall back on.
Yeah.
No, este tiempo.
Hey, have you taken your have you taken your diabetes medicine after our call, John? I'm going to go check it.
I took it at the bus.
Uh-huh.
At lunch, I'm going to take it for a leave.
Yeah, sure.
And then when I get back.
So we had 2 boxes, and one box that had one out of it yesterday.
Had two.
It goes a long way.
Oh, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. There's a guy that gives himself a shot every day. I mean, every week. The bottle doesn't go down significantly. I expect it to last 10 months.
But these new pens, check this out. They're automatic.
Awesome, Tom. But you still have to poke yourself.
Well, you push the button and it automatically, lets out all the medicine. You don't have to keep pushing it.
How big's that needle?
About an inch.
Would it hurt like this? There's my point.
What's he doing?
That's my point. Well, you poke yourself every day, right?
I do. I check my sugar, and I guarantee you Tom's not doing that either.
I mean, look at him, how scared he was of me poking him right there.
Well, that's, yeah.
I had nothing in my
I've
hand.
tried to check Tom's sugar when I've been in the studio, and he would not let me poke his finger.
No, that's dirty stuff that you had over there.
It was brand new
Lancet.
Brand new Lancet.
Well, what's the matter with you? All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. We got good news of the day. You want to be on the show, you can text in right now, 877-396-W105. Tom A. in charge of the text, and we'll bumble your text every damn time. You can count on it.
And Miss Hitler, referring to the governor, her underwear was pink with firearm print, whatever that means, says the texter. Oh, by the way, Mark in Roswell saying goodbye, our good buddy down there.
I ain't going nowhere.
He qualified.
I'll be on the radio Monday.
Yeah, well, as far as you being here in town.
I do this show from anywhere.
Yeah. And wouldn't an open border be a public health
open
emergency?
border is definitely a public health. We are not checking these folks to see if they have. I mean, when COVID was around, you would think that's a real public health issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Title 42 was invoked.
And with the transgender initiative and the loss of median income, they're trying to destroy the middle class and family values.
Right.
Says another.
I forgot. I got a couple stories I got to get to before we take a break. Most potential Republican primary voters have a very unfavorable rating when it comes to Chris Christie. Donald Trump has not signed on for the number 2 debate, and part of the reason he hasn't, he did not sign the pledge that he won't if somebody else gets the nomination, that he won't go against them. So he's met all the other criterias, but has not signed that pledge. And without that pledge, they will not allow him on the stage.
All right. Well,
and I don't know if I would sign that pledge either.
No.
Because that's like saying any Republican is a good Republican, even though I know there's several Republicans that are bad Republicans.
They don't want him on stage.
No, I think they want him on stage, but they want him to adhere to their rules.
Yeah, well, he ain't gonna agree to that.
Most Americans, America's most extreme gun control law heads to the court. Oregon's law, dubbed the nation's most extreme law, gun control heads to the trial next week in a case that will draw attention from advocates and opponents. And is this case unconstitutional? I'm going to tell you again, it goes against the Oregon Constitution. You think about Oregon back in the day. They weren't a liberal. They were part of the Wild Wild West.
Yes, they were.
NBA forward Brandon Hunter, dead at the age of 42. Hunter, power forward, played in NBA. Hunter's details on his death, we don't know. Ohio University head coach Jeff Bowles announced that Hunter had died. Played for the Magic and played for the Timberwolves and played for Cincinnati. That's where he got his high school career going on.
Well, B, did you see that Mike Williams, former wide receiver for the Buccaneers, dead at 36?
Yeah, but I thought they debunked that story.
Okay, because that's the third Buccaneer that's kind of died in the last 2 weeks.
Albuquerque dealership ordered to pay millions in a fraud case. Reliable Chevy is on the hook for a multi-million-dollar payoff as a jury found it responsible for committing fraud by failing to pay off customers' loans when they traded in the cars. So they traded in the cars. This seems like a Rigger Dykes type deal, right, Will?
Something like that.
So, Reliable Chevy out of Albuquerque failed to pay off the cars that were traded in. So, this is a multi-million-dollar settlement that they're going to have to pay.
Just like Rigger Dykes.
I bet they turn out to pay that they won't. Rigger Dykes was protected fairly well. Still lives in a big old house in Lubbock. You know who got the brunt of that case? The people, the employees.
That's right.
People that worked in the bookkeeping.
Bart Rager came out smelling like a rose.
Of course he did. He's rich. My son has a friend of his. His mom went to prison. She was one of the bookkeepers, and she was just following the order and moving money around as he said to do.
Man,
she went to jail. Yeah. Third person pled guilty in that case of that 4-year-old death in Albuquerque. This Albuquerque woman took the plea Pamela Esparza pled guilty to abandonment of a child resulting in death, failure to report child abuse, and child abuse charges. Esparza was housing the 4-year-old James Dunkley and his mother in 2019, and the boyfriend, Zarek Marquez, and they were all sentenced. She is the third person sentenced in the death of that 4-year-old. If you see something, you need to report it. And a federal district court in Florida upheld the transgender law in Florida. It denied the motion to temporarily block the portion of the state law allowing enforcement of the ban on transgender treatments for adults. So, two things that Florida said. We don't want to pay for it and leave the kids alone.
Right.
If you want transgender treatment, you pay for it. 2 students in Albuquerque taken into custody admitted that they having firearms in their vehicles. The incident happened at the Arteso Heritage Academy in Bernalillo County.
That's it.
So they were arrested, and the Clovis police say that the man accused of setting fire to the Walmart in Clovis was spotted in Lubbock. 59-year-old Jimmy Goldstein was formerly been charged. And Delta is hiring. Tom, you could become a flight attendant. They're hiring. I think it'd be a good job for you.
Why?
Because you don't have to do anything.
You do those guys.
I mean, you can hold up the card. Tom, how is it hard work?
Number one, they have to study the rules.
You have to throw out some damn peanuts and some Cokes. As a guy that flies a lot, I wouldn't call that hard work.
It is hard work. Because once they get the supplies.
Oh, I get it. Tom's sister was I get it.
Yeah.
Now. His sister was a flight attendant.
Well,
and she is going to end up having to take care of him. So I get it why you're
They gotta help the overweight crop dusters with the seatbelt that won't fit.
They do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that they do.
Tom knows firsthand.
What exactly do they do?
Number one, they got to know all the rules from the Federal Aviation Administration.
Rules like
what to do in certain situations if you're on the plane with some passengers. Okay. Number two, they got to know all the rules as far as when you tell people about the instructions on what happens.
Oh, the stuff that you read right off a damn card?
That's no longer the case.
I flew last week. Don't tell me it's not the case.
Different airlines.
In fact, you're right. They don't even read it. It's a recording.
It is recording. And another thing is, and this is very, very important.
Don't give peanuts to somebody that has a peanut allergy.
Knowledge of how to fly a plane.
They do not have to have knowledge.
Some
Dude, you just pulled that straight out of your backside.
I'm lying to you.
They have zero knowledge on how to fly a plane.
They got to know general knowledge.
If they knew how to fly a plane,
they'd be a damn pilot.
Exactly. Thank you, B. They would be a pilot, not a flight attendant.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
I'll say it again. Shut up.
The money difference from a pilot to a flight attendant is obscene.
Shut up.
Pilot and co-pilot, if they get disabled, they
Tom.
And I know what you say in the movies. Well, is there a pilot on board? That's not the case. They have to be the third one.
Whatever. They have a pilot's license?
They gotta have general knowledge.
No. Do they have a pilot's license? No. Okay.
This is why your nickname is Fake News.
This is why you're not doing the news anymore.
True story. I'm not lying to you guys.
Who believes that the flight attendant has to have knowledge on how to fly a plane?
General knowledge. And they're bartenders too, by the way.
Bartenders.
Mm-hmm.
Bartenders. Oh, and they're clerks because they'll take your credit card.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that, though. Nobody knew that. They got to have general knowledge.
Because it ain't true. But you're counting on your sister, who's a flight
My mom
attendant.
is a flight attendant, says the texter. Tom, you're full of bleep.
Depends on what pilot, what airline you're.
It's a great career, though. You can retire from Delta or American. It's an awesome career.
They get paid good, I'm telling you.
And nowadays, I didn't know this. You can actually have. Used to be no tattoos, no earrings, for guys and that type of stuff. That's gone. I had a flight attendant with a nose ring.
Yeah, they allow that.
It looked like a booger in their nose. All right, 9:16. Good news of the day coming up next. We got to take our break. We're B in the Breakfast Club. News this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store located in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, coats. They've got it all. Anything to do with working in the patch, they got you covered. No, what else do they have? They have furniture, appliances, electronics, all with zero down financing. And next door is Scrub Outfitters, the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Big name brands like Dickies and Bencoutures. Everybody has their style of what kind of scrubs they're looking for. So if you want to look stylish and look good while in the medical field, they've got and if you want to be comfortable, they have the compression socks, all colors, all designs, the cute ones. They also have comfy shoes. So if you're working in the medical field, Scrub Outfitters, right there in the Broadmoor Mall's got you covered. They're right next to Rig Outfitters. Taking a break. We're not going to play the sounder. We're going to take a break, check in with news, come right back. Good news of the day, Tradio and more. Tom?
All right, Speed, we have an emergency alert right now. Big oil field fire near the 529 and Pearl Valley intersection. Again, a texter reporting a big oil field fire near the 529 and Pearl Valley intersection.
What county is that?
Don't know. I'm gonna find out here.
You got the map?
No.
Okay.
But I think I know where 529 is.
So if somebody let us know exactly where that fire is, but if you're heading in that direction, please be safe. Update this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Let's get updated with news coming right back. We're B and the Breakfast Club, W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham recently declaring gun violence a public health emergency and issued a public health order temporarily banning open and concealed carry firearms in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. The executive order has since sparked backlash, questions about enforcement and federal lawsuits challenging whether it is unconstitutional. Leaders of the Albuquerque Police Department and Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office have stated their agencies cannot and will not enforce the gun ban. Governor Grisham said the New Mexico State Police has the power to issue citations to anyone who violates the order, but it's unclear whether that'll happen. And Governor Grisham's emergency order suspending that right to carry firearms in public drew immediate court challenge from a gun rights group Saturday, as legal scholars and advocates said they expected. National Association for Gun Rights and Foster Haynes, a member who lives in Albuquerque, filed documents in court, New Mexico, suing the governor and seeking an immediate block to the implementation of her order. The challenge expected, but even so, the governor's action Friday was an attempt to move the debate, said Jessica Levinson, law professor at Loyola Marymount Loyola Law School in Los Angeles, after the governor announced that she was temporarily suspending the right to carry firearms in her state's largest city and surrounding Bernalillo County. Carlsbad man acquitted of murder charges after a 4-day jury trial last week. It stemmed from a robbery and shooting in 2021. 20-year-old Lorenzo Lopez was arrested in October, and police accused him of shooting and killing Eduardo Otero on October 10th near Cruz Fernandez Park in Carlsbad. He was charged with first-degree murder at the time and conspiracy to commit armed robbery, but found not guilty in both counts in court. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
When a home gets destroyed, it can be devastating. All you want is your home back the way it was before. With guaranteed replacement cost, if your home has to be rebuilt, farmers will pay the full cost regardless of your limits. It's just one of the many Farmers Policy perks. Call Herschel Ruston Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Run the water on a new Yamaha Wave Runner. From the thrilling new Jet Blaster to the reimagined luxurious and powerful FX series, Yamaha Wave Runners set the standard for personal watercraft. Now get as low as 6.99% APR for 60 months. Or get 2 Wave Runners at 7.49% APR for 96 months during the end of season sales event. But hurry, offer ends September 30th. See dealer or call 1-800-897-1941 for details about credit costs and terms. Find your Yamaha today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso in Hobbs.
This ad paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
You don't want to miss Yucca Blossom's third annual Summers and Extravaganzas Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Over 100 vendors are expected at this year's event. A petting zoo, train rides, face painting, bouncy houses, a stuffy bear station, and numerous food trucks. Whether you're hunting for a unique gift or just having fun with a family, come enjoy the Yucca Blossom Summers End Extravaganza September 16th and 17th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia.
OMG, is that actually an egg frying on my hood?
No, I'm thinking maybe all those bugs stuck to your grill starting to cook. Ugh, hard to say. I can't see through the layers of desert dirt all over my windshield.
Wait, what is this? Am I pulling into a car wash? Oh, yeah!
We're gonna get so wet! Hey, we clean up nice.
Visit your local area Mighty Wash in West Texas, Hobbs, Carlsbad, and now open in Lovington, New Mexico. Be sure to ask about the Mighty Wash Unlimited plan, good at any Mighty Wash. Visit mymightywash.com for pricing and locations.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update is being brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Cats!
Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington High Lady Wildcats. Every year the Lady Cats are contending for a district title, and this year is no different. You can count on the Lady Cats fighting for every point. Cheer them on at every game as they fight for a win. The Lady Cats are committed to their community, their fans, and their team. They're great ambassadors for the city of Lovington. Lovington City Commissioner David Trujillo is a proud sponsor of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. Go Wildcats.
Rachel Faith, the Lovington girls' assistant volleyball coach, was elevated to interim coach last week after head coach Marissa Ochoa resigned. So, Coach, now that you're at the helm, what do you expect from your team?
All they've known is to fight and to battle, and they've definitely proven a lot this season so far, and I know that they have a bright rest of the season ahead of them, so I can't wait to see what's in store for them.
Coach, the team is off to a 1-4 start. What improvements do you want to see from them?
Just being able for them to have fun at what they're doing and just to play hard and to finish strong every single time. We've been close the past couple of games, and so I want it bad for them. I want them to see what they can do when they put everything into it as they have the past couple of games and just finish it. And we're going to pull together and we're going to do what we need to as a team and do it to the best of our ability. So that's kind of where we are right now.
This Lovington Lady Wildcat Sports Update has been brought to you by City Commissioner David Trujillo. Go Wildcats!
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Hey, man, who's behind the mic? What's all the hype about?
And the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be safe out there. It is pouring down across southeast New Mexico.
Boy, it is.
So be very, very safe. Yeah, something came to mind when I heard I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah.
What do you think I was thinking when I heard that song?
You were thinking Tom A being a mooch?
That's Tom's theme song.
It's not.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Or a lot of help?
Well, maybe.
Can you come down to the Social Security office with me? I get by with a little help. I need a TV. I get by with a little help. I need a refrigerator.
What's that, buddy?
My water's not where I get by with a little help from my friends. I need a place to live. I get by with a little.
I got my bus breakers back on by myself.
Oh, I think you got Pobrecito mijo. He couldn't afford the breakers on.
You mean you could flip some switches?
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Somewhere in heaven, your dad is looking down going, that damn kid ain't mine.
The very first thing that Tom showed us in the bus was how to flip the breakers.
Right.
And and which ones we needed to flip. The very first thing.
Boy, I've never had to mess with him since.
I still remember it.
Well, it's a little bit much for him to remember. I mean, expectations are a little low. So, 49% of Americans fantasize about having sex with somebody other than their partner.
For real.
49%. By the way, the other 51%, I think you're lying.
Well, even former President Jimmy Carter said it was okay to,
I'm sorry, I don't go to Jimmy Carter for sex advice.
To fantasize.
Laziest Citizens contest is taking place. They are asking people to lay down for 20 days. Tom, this could be for you.
Okay.
This contest is going to be going on in Brazil. Laziest citizens. I guess you'd have to be a citizen of Brazil. It would be nice, though. I'm telling you. It would be very nice. And Joe Biden, very poor polling numbers. His numbers are way down. And less than 1 in 5 Americans say Kamala Harris would be better than Joe Biden. And one more story to think about, maybe 2. Uptick of COVID cases in New Mexico. They're coming out and saying, the health department, it's time to get your vaccine. Get your shot, Tom. And that moose seen near Santa Fe was tranquilized and moved to a different location for its own safety.
Right.
They were probably scared some redneck was going to go up there and shoot it. And whistleblowers come out saying the CIA, listen carefully, CIA sought to change the COVID-19 information that was coming out. So the Central Intelligence Agency offered 6 analysts money to change their position on the origins of COVID-19 after they originally had stated that the virus likely started at the Wuhan lab. A whistleblower told a select committee on the coronavirus pandemic about the CIA offering them money to change their minds about the origins of the COVID-19. Why would the CIA get involved in this? The only thing that I can come up with is the CIA was part of the Wuhan lab, and since America was funded in the Wuhan lab, and the CIA had information about this biological warfare.
Makes you want to go, Yep.
So all of those that think that our country is so lily white clean, not actually the truth. Sorry to break it to you. I used to have the same hope, but our country has done some nasty things in the past.
Well,
the Iran-Contra deal, crack cocaine flooding into the streets, epidemic killed. Who did they kill, Tom? Mostly black people, with the exception of Hunter Biden.
Right.
Well, of course, it didn't kill him, though. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day. We need some good news being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Call him today or just visit him right across the street. Right there, right across the street from Bob's Thriftway in Lovington. Good news of the day, Will.
A woman in Alabama found a $6,000 wedding dress at Goodwill for $25. She and her boyfriend aren't engaged yet, but she's holding on to it. She said it fits like a glove. A dad in the UK just reclaimed a record for the most tattoos of the same name after getting his daughter's name Lucy tattooed on his body 667 times.
Holy.
He originally said it in 2017 with 267 Lucy tattoos, but a 27-year-old American named Deidre Vigil broke the record by getting her own name tattooed on herself 300 times. So he got 400 more Lucys on his legs. A 3-year-old basset hound in Ireland named Chief is seeing much better after getting some plastic surgery. The skin on his forehead was so droopy, it completely covered his eyes.
Man.
Now he can see. And there's a sweet video making the rounds of two sisters in their 90s saying goodbye, maybe for the last time. One is 90, the other lives in Nevada. The other's 94 and lives in New Hampshire. Because of the pandemic, they hadn't seen each other in 3 years. So the 94-year-old sister got her granddaughter to take her 2,700 miles for the visit. In the video, they actually refuse to say goodbye. Instead, they say, until we meet again, either on earth or in heaven.
Wow.
And that is the good news of the day.
Good news of the day, brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Stop in and see him today. Tom, the other day I went to a old lady's house, and elderly lady, and Hobbs. My son had bought some collector's stuff from her. Her husband was a collector, and he died. And it's so sad talking to people that lost the love of their life. It really is. So as I leave you today, take care of yourself. Get your body in shape. Start really doing your diet. And find the love of your life.
I love myself.
No, you don't.
I damn sure do.
Damn sure don't. You damn sure don't. If you love yourself, you take care of yourself.
Oh, I do.
God bless you.
Well,
I'm out of here.
Thank you for the love, Obi.
God bless you.
I ain't going to.
Well, have a good one. I'll see you back on the air on Monday. God bless America.
Be safe, B.
Yeah, be safe.
Pray that we get to Dallas, get on the plane, and get back. That's my goal. We'll see you later, Tom. God bless you. And
I'll buy lunch.
I ain't got time for lunch. I'm going to the DMV. Please,
Take your
to the
sack lunch.
hot, beautiful, hardworking women at the Lovington DMV, please take care of me, please. Fox News checks in.